Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Hey, Kevin, why didn't you get a number?
Well, have you got it?
Mum, I am pretty sure that Paula is more than capable of making her own moves.
Yeah, give him a break. He's only just met her.
Stop trying to sabotage this, Gina.
What?
Ease off, eh, Sal?
Thanks, Tim.
Oh, she's great, Sal, but do you really think Paula Martin solicitor's going to be interested in Kevin Webster mechanic?
Oh, Kevin, she might be a high flyer now, but as Gina says, she's one of us, really. I mean, there's nothing to stop a Webster and a Martin being a brilliant couple. Anyway, she's keen. Trust me, I've got a sixth sense for when a woman has an eye on a man. Can't make you a coffee. Got a machine in the cupboard with pods.
Oh, no, you're all right. Sophie not around today?
Well, I'm expecting her to bob in at some juncture, but she's a law unto herself, that one. I must say, I didn't expect a legal professional like yourself to come running round here at the drop of a hat. Don't you have an underling who can do all paperwork and whatnot?
I just needed you to sign something, but annoyingly, it doesn't seem to be in the file.
Well, that's the danger of multitasking. You end up doing 10 things at once, and all of them badly. That happens to all of us. Hi. Oh, hi, Soph.
Hello, Sophie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Could I just use your loo?
Yeah, sure, you know where it is. Oh, and you must let me know what you think about my new pedestal mat. It's from John Lewis.
Okay.
A pedestal man? Who even has one of them in 2018?
Well, as long as men urinate standing up, Sophie, I do, thank you very much. Anyway, never mind that. What do you think about Paula making any excuse to come round here?
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? She's hoping to run into a certain someone. Your dad. I think she's taking a shine to him.
So you said.
Right, I shall love you and leave you both.
I'll just get my stuff together and I'll be on my way.
All right, I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Fancy a spot of lunch?
I really love to, but I've got to go work.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll pop in for a working lunch and see if I can distract you.
So, yeah, my last girlfriend kind of put me off relationships for a bit.
Was she that bad?
No, she was lovely. I was mad about her, but she fell in love with someone else.
Oh, there she is. You had your tip jars. Sally Metcalfe have a little thieving hands all over them.
Well, God forbid I should stand here shouting out a list of all your crimes. I'd be here all day.
That's my mum.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Can't keep you away today. What's all this?
Nothing. We just...
Sophie was a bit worried about your court case, so I just thought it best to take you through it step by step.
Oh, Sophie, I'm sorry I didn't feel you could talk to me about it.
No, honestly, it's fine.
So you don't have to worry, because I've got it all in hand.
Well, why don't I join you? I mean, you finish your shift in a minute, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, better still, why don't we decamp to the bistro? We can open a bottle of red wine and have a right good chinwag.
There you go, folks. Thank you. Oh, I meant to ask, how's Rana?
Okay, I think. Yeah, seems her mum's got her on a pretty full schedule. I miss her.
Well, I'm sure she misses you too.
She seems nice.
No, when it suits her. She messed Sophie around something rotten.
Evil ex, eh?
Anyway, let's not talk about Sophie's love life, or should I say desperate lack of. No offence, though.
None taken.
So you were saying something about a favour.
However, it is a touch delicate.
Oh, spit it out.
All right, in a nutshell, it appears that Kevin's got a bit of a soft spot for you.
Mum?
And I just wondered, well, if you wouldn't mind if I could pass on your number to him.
Mum, my dad is not ready to start dating.
No problem.
What?
Do you mean that?
Absolutely.
I mean, admittedly, Kevin is no David Gandy, but... Well, given the proper encouragement, he has been known to scrub up half decent.
You are unbelievable. You're acting like his pimp.
Well, pre-warned is pre-armed. Oh, I need to go. I need to go and do some shopping. You come in.
Oh, could I borrow her for a little while longer? I thought I'd try and pick up some tidbits about Kevin. It's always best to be prepared.
That is a brilliant idea. You could learn a lot from this woman. Oh, and Keep your eye on that Kate for me, won't you? Because now that Rama's sailed off, I don't want her getting any big ideas about my baby.
I will.
Why are you so embarrassing?
See you later.
See you. Another cocktail?
Stuffy cocktail. What do you think you're doing? You cannot give my dad your phone number.
I know what I'm doing.
No, I don't think you do.
Oh, I do. If I hadn't have agreed, your mum would have never let it lie. If we do this my way, I go out on a boring platonic date with your dad, after which I can report back. There was absolutely zero romantic connection, and we're better off as friends. Your dad's free to explore pastures new, and your mum is off my back permanently. So I would say that's a win-win.
You're right, love.
I thought you were at Steve's stag do.
We can't have a stag do without a stag.
Why? What happened?
Oh, his dad decided to gate crash the party.
I didn't know he wasn't in prison.
No, neither did Steve and Liz. Anyway, after that, it all went a bit Pete song and it was good night, Vienna.
Well, I'm not surprised, honestly. That Jim MacDonald is like a bad penny.
I know, I still kind of felt sorry for the guy, though. Talk about a broken man.
Yeah, well, you reap what you sow.
I suppose. Oh, these are my favourite. Oh, 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 oh. What?
Oh, never mind. Hey, I pulled off a bit of a coup today.
Why don't I like the sound of this?
I only convinced Paula to go on a date with Kevin.
What, in other words, you stuck your beak in?
I prefer the term fanning the flames.
What, by lining up a booty call for your ex-hubby?
Well, after everything he's been through with Jack, he could do with a pick-me-up. Plus, it'll keep Gina at arm's length.
Well, I'm telling you now, I'm staying well out of it. Personally, I think you should put a bit more energy into your own love life and make a few booty calls of your own.
I do not make booty calls. But I might be willing to learn.
Oh, hello.
Be sorting out legal quibbles and then we'll talk bail. Sorry, where did Kevin get his law degree? He never said.
Sorry, what?
Well, the only reason that you'd be more focused on him than this really important pre-trial hearing would be...
Okay, I am focused.
Thank you.
Has he called you yet to ask you out?
No.
Typical, completely useless.
Do you know it's not a problem because I've got a bigger fish that I need to represent in court. Now concentrate.
Fine, but this conversation is not over. Both you and Kevin deserve to be happy. Why haven't you called Paula yet?
Been a bit busy. And I doubt she's been sat by a phone.
She won't be sat by the phone for long, and since I can't trust you to call her, I'm gonna do it and sort something out for tonight.
Tonight, no? I'm at the football.
Yeah, well, you can do football any night, Kevin, can't you? Tonight. And have a shave. Oh, well, that's great, Paula. Enjoy your date. Bye.
Oh, we got a date with a hotshot lawyer.
With Kevin. I played Cupid and made them a match.
Tonight? What does Kev know? Because he's supposed to be going to the football.
Well, tough. You and Tim are going to have to do without him for one night.
Thanks, Sally.
No problem.
Finish your shift?
Yeah. Hey, I can have Jack tonight if you want to go to the football.
No, it's all right. Your mum's offered. Besides, I'm not going to football. I've got a date.
Really? Anyone that I know?
Paula, Sal's finally worn us both down.
Great. Well, have a nice time.
I will do, thanks. See you later.
Bye. Hi, Dad. What are you doing here?
Meeting Paula, what do you think?
What? I thought that was later.
Some meeting came up, apparently. She asked if we could make it earlier. Anyway, what are you doing here? I thought your shift had finished.
Well, Yasmin's gone off sick, which now means I've had to come back in, which now means that I'm going to have to be your waitress.
Oh, well, it's only coffee. Not embarrassing, am I?
No, not at all.
I need the toilets. I'm not nervous. My hands are sweating like a teenager.
Sophie, you're not supposed to be here.
My dad's just gone to the toilet.
You're not supposed to be working.
Yeah, but now I am, so now you're going to have to go somewhere else.
Can't do that. That'll look odd.
And watching you and my dad on a date isn't.
Look, I told you I'm going to let him down gently. One quick drink, that's it.
You promised me you're going to be nice to him.
Yes, I promise.
Because I can't bear to see him hurt.
He won't be. You trust me, don't you?
Yes.
Good. So, take a deep breath, act normal, and we'll have that table in the corner.
Yeah, football was all he ever dreamed of. Ever since he was this high, he was mad for it.
That must have been really hard for you and Jack.
Yeah, he's a brave one. If it hadn't been for him watching him day in, day out, battling through it, no matter what. What am I like? Banging on about my problems. That's your fault.
Me?
Well, it's your job, innit? Making people spill their guts.
Usually I'm trying to cover things up, but you didn't hear that from me. Actually, on that note, I think I probably need to dash to my meeting.
Well, you stay for another, can't you?
Do you know I can't? But I've had a really lovely time, so thank you.
Yeah, me too. Look, maybe we could do it again sometime.
Well, I'd love to, but
Oh, the dreaded but.
it's just that, well, things are really complicated for me at the moment.
Yeah, let me guess. You're not looking for a relationship.
I did try and tell Sally, but she was very determined.
Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
I'd like it if we could be friends, though.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later, then.
Yeah. Bye.
Well, I told you I handled it.
You let him down gently.
Yes.
I feel awful.
Would you rather I'd let him on?
No, obviously not.
Good. So I'll see you later, then, yeah?
Give me 2 minutes, yeah?
It's only a short walk of shame.
It's not about the shame, it's about...
Yeah, I know. Your mum.
Don't really matter what you wear, does it? As long as it's something smart.
Of course it matters. These people look at every little thing and judge you. You can't even open your mouth and you judge.
Shirt, jacket, blouse, you'll be fine.
Who wants scrambled, who wants fried?
And no rushing about. I want everyone ready and here for 11:30.
Mum, will you stop stressing out? Also, Jack's made you a good luck card. I'll get it in a bit when I go home.
It's not luck she needs.
It's Paula, so you're going to be fine.
Am I talking to myself here? Who wants scrambled, who wants fried?
Nobody wants any of your flaming eggs.
And you need to curb your temper when you see Duncan later.
Of course he will.
We really need to go over some things.
At the risk of getting my head bitten off, I've cooked them now.
I can't think here. Shall we go to the cafe?
Right.
And be ready for 11:30.
What?
But surely this changes everything.
In truth, Duncan pleading guilty is unlikely to affect you. Where did you get this?
It's not important.
I'm sorry, but it is.
If you must know, Imran dropped it on the floor over there.
What, and you chose to keep it?
Shouldn't you be more worried about the fact that he's got my ex-colleague down as a witness? I mean, look, there, Judith Fisher, Weatherfield Council.
Duncan affair overheard on telephone.
Oh, ridiculous. You know what? I barely know the woman. And as for what she thinks she heard... Paula?
Look, don't panic. If what she says hasn't got any substance, he's unlikely to call her anyway. And if he does, well, I get to question her as well, so...
But that's no good. You should be calling her and putting her straight.
Look, it's Imran's witness. If we do that, he's got the right to be present, and I really don't want him getting in the way. We need to concentrate on our case and what we know, and you need to stop trying to do my job for me. Oh, excuse me.
I'll get us some more coffees.
No, I'll get them, and then we'll go through everything one more time, yeah?
You look nice.
Thanks. I was thinking about wearing the blue blouse, but...
No, you're fine. You're more than fine.
You know, I've been calling Sophie, but it keeps on going to voicemail. 11:30, I've told her, twice.
Look, Sal, we've got plenty of time.
Yeah, to be fair, it's only just gone past. Do you want me to bob along and get her?
No, I'll go. You need to get yourself smartened up. And you.
Oh, come on.
I've got to get ready for court.
Me too. I don't think the judge would appreciate my current look.
Well, what a stupid judge. I'm gonna go and get changed.
This is a surprise.
Right back at you.
Well, what are you... I didn't think that you and Kevin had clicked. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely delighted. Listen, I'll get out of your hair. I only popped over because Sophie's not materialised.
Oh, she left. She must have got waylaid. Kev! Sal's here.
Listen, I'll leave you to it. Actually, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this blouse? It's not too loud, is it? I don't want to give the judge the wrong impression.
It's great. You look lovely. I'll see you later, yeah?
Yeah. Bye, Kev.
What are you doing here?
You said...
Will someone tell me what's going on?
Am I missing something here? But you're not even gay.
Oh, can we not do this now?
You're my age.
Look, I know this is a bit of a shock.
You say that.
Exactly. I mean, 1 minute you're dating my ex, and the next his daughter, my daughter. We were at school together, for goodness sake.
Can't even talk to you when you're like this.
Sally, the last thing either of us wanted to do was drop a bombshell on you just before you go into court.
Well, like you said, now's not the time.
And when I was going on about Imran deceiving people, berating him for his dishonesty, and you just stood there, knowing that you were just as bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you legals. You've got scruples when it suits you, but the rest of the time...
That is so out of order.
Me out of order?
Sal, it's none of our business.
I am worried sick about this court case. And instead of doing what she's paid to do, what any decent solicitor would be doing...
Sally, you really need to calm down.
Well, hear this. If I lose this case, it's because you took your eye off the ball.
What are you doing?
Always be ahead of the game, sunshine. I'm just getting going with my seedlings.
A bit quick off the mark, aren't you?
You think old Brian Titsmart isn't going to be at home right now, potting up his hollyhocks?
Well, make sure you tidy up after yourself. Sally's stressed as it is.
Yeah.
Where the hell is she?
Hey, what do you think her chances are, honestly?
Good. Paula reckons so, anyway.
You are not going to believe this, because I can scarcely believe it myself. It turns out that my old school friend, my solicitor, is having a thing with my daughter.
A thing?
Yes, Tim, a thing, a sex thing.
Flaming heck, you're kidding me.
Do I look like I'm kidding? They've been having an affair and it's been...
Well, they're both single, I suppose, so technically it's not really an affair, is it?
Well, I mean, they've not betrayed a partner as such, but they sure as hell have betrayed me.
Paula's never let on she's gay.
Yeah, certainly not to Kev. Wait till he finds out.
Oh, believe me, he knows, because her and Sophie were... Well, they were together in his house and we both walked in on them.
So how did you leave it? The woman's supposed to be defending you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, not so you'd know. And as for Sophie, I can't even look at her.
Well, do you want to go and have a word? The important thing right now, love, is your case.
Yeah, do what you want.
Okay.
I'm going to clear up as soon as I'm done.
Can I borrow your mobile?
Yeah. Who are you going to call?
She'll never recognise this number.
Who? Sally?
Judith? It's Sally Metcalfe. Well, I understand that, Judith, and I'm sure that you can understand that Yeah, well, I know that you believe you heard that, but I think you might have got the wrong end of the stick when you... Sordid? What, you're accusing me? The fact of the matter is, Mrs. Fisher, you most certainly did not hear me arrange anything with Duncan Rabbit.
Sally, no.
Yes, I do say so. And if you continue to contort my words, I can assure you there will be serious consequences.
What are you doing?
It's really none of your business.
Mum, do not be like that.
For your information, I'm doing what you should have been doing, only you were too busy.
You can't threaten a witness. She could report you.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
So, how long have you two been...
We don't need to hear that right now, Dad.
You should have said something.
We need to get to court.
Sally, you got to go, love.
Okay.
You look nice.
I thought we could go over a few things in the car.
That won't be necessary. I've decided that I shan't be requiring your services at court.
Sally, I know you're upset, but I really don't think that's a good idea.
Upset, disappointed, betrayed.
But it was all okay when you thought that Paula was sleeping with my dad. But now it's me.
Don't even go there.
Nice.
Look, whatever you think about, you need Paula to get you through the day, don't you?
Sally, you've got to let me help you, because if you phoning that witness comes up in court...
Help me? I mean, it's a bit late for that. You have not been across this case, and now I know why. And do you know what? That's fine, because I do know it, inside and out. And that's why I'll be representing myself.
When will you stop being so flaming stubborn?
Timothy? I'd prefer it if you didn't come either.
Sally!
Mum, you can't do this.
And who says?
I do. I think you're making a really big mistake.
Do you know what? I'd appreciate it if you stayed out of my business from here on in.
But you don't know what you're doing, love.
Don't I?
Just have a rethink, please.
Don't rush into something you might regret.
You know, it would be nice to get a little bit of support from someone, but I've come to realise that the only person I can really rely on at the moment is me.
And me?
Yeah, I'm with you, Sal. I just think
Right,
you...
well, if you're with me, Tim, get in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here watching them just come in now. Okay, got that. Yeah.
You're cutting it a bit fine, aren't you?
We still have a few minutes yet.
I've been waiting over half an hour.
It'll be fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we going?
Just here until we're called.
Well, isn't there a waiting room or something?
This is it, I'm afraid.
There must be somewhere else. Away from him.
Don't worry, he's not going to do anything.
You don't know what he's like.
Right, I'm going to take myself off for a little walk before I say something I might regret.
Is Paula about? Need to have a word.
Well, you can talk to me.
It'd be much better if I spoke to your solicitor directly.
I've sacked her.
You've sacked Paula?
Yeah. So if you've got anything to say, you talk to Sally.
Okay. There's not much sport in this if you haven't got someone to represent you. I'll give you a couple of numbers.
You've done enough already.
Metcalfe and Radfield. Courtroom 3, please.
This is it, kid. Go on, Sal. Good luck, you'll smash it.
So in the interest of expediency, can you please advise when your legal representatives are planning to grace us with their presence?
I don't have any legal representatives, Your Honour.
According to these papers, you do.
Well, I decided to dispense of their services, Your Honour.
For this hearing, do you mean? Or for the trial?
Well, for all of it, Your Honour.
It's entirely your choice, Mrs. Metcalfe, but after today's proceedings are over, I would urge you to reconsider and seek counsel.
Well, I'm very happy to represent myself, Your Honour.
You seem to be a person who knows their own mind.
Yes, Your Honour.
As you wish.
I think he likes her.
Yeah, I think he does.
Are there any other bombshells that need to be brought to the attention of the court ahead of proceedings?
No, Your Honour.
Very well.
Actually, there is one point I need to make, Your Honour.
Mr. Habib.
Have you made any phone calls today, Mrs. Metcalfe?
This is only a pre-trial hearing, Mr. Habib, not an opportunity for you to cross-examine the co-defendant.
Apologies, Your Honour, but this is Judith Fisher, a former colleague of Mrs. Metcalfe's and a key witness to my client's defence, informed me that around midday today, Mrs. Metcalfe made a phone call to her. A phone call which has left my witness feeling distressed and intimidated by Mrs. Metcalfe's tone and the threat of dire consequences if she were to give evidence to this court.
Has your witness made a statement to the police regarding Mrs. Metcalfe's threatening behaviour?
Not to the police as of yet, Your Honour, but we do have a signed written statement.
Mrs. Metcalfe, it appears you may wish to say something in relation to this very serious allegation.
Well, it wasn't a threatening call.
But you admit you made the call.
Well, it was just a call to somebody I know.
Thank you for confirming you made the call.
Intimidating a witness is a very serious issue.
Well, he's a fine one to be slinging the mud. He's not fit to be in this courtroom. He's been sleeping with his secretary and her sister.
Your Honour, Mrs. Fisher is also very alarmed that Mrs. Metcalfe was somehow able to access her private contact details.
What are you saying, Mr. Habib?
That Mrs. Metcalfe is using underhand, nefarious means to secure confidential information pertaining to witnesses. How many other witnesses has Mrs. Metcalfe threatened?
Witnesses? I only called Judith, nobody else.
And the tone of that call has left poor Mrs. Fisher in a state
Poor indeed. Judith Fisher is a goblin-faced busybody desperately seeking her 5 minutes of fame.
Mrs. Metcalfe.
She applied to go on Big Brother.
Mrs. Metcalfe.
Sorry, Your Honour.
I will not have my courtroom turned into a gossip-ridden coffee morning. Do you understand?
Your Honour.
The nature of these allegations is gravely serious. I think a short adjournment while I consider the implications of such a serious lapse of judgment on your behalf, Mrs. Metcalfe.
All rise.
Shouldn't she be back by now?
Your mum?
Yeah, I thought it was just formality, this pre-trial thing.
Well, there could have been a hold-up on a prior case. Any number of things. I'm sure it's fine.
Apologies for the delay. I've reviewed the matters raised earlier, specifically the point of Mrs. Metcalfe contacting a witness.
Sorry about that.
I'm grateful for your apology, but unfortunately, Mrs. Metcalfe, having established that you have contacted one witness, it raises the distinct possibility of you contacting other witnesses.
I'm not going to do that.
The prosecution have raised no issues over Mr. Radfield's bail conditions, but they have raised concerns over Mrs. Metcalfe's, specifically tampering with evidence, accessing confidential contact details, and intimidating a witness. Mrs. Fisher also has concerns for her safety. Concerns that I share, given the accused's readiness to employ underhand tactics and the history of Mrs. Metcalfe's spouse's attack on Mr. Radfield.
I'm sorry about all of that.
Your apologies have been noted. But I'm afraid, Mrs. Metcalfe, that to ensure that these proceedings are not prejudiced, I have no alternative but to revoke bail and place you on remand until the court date. Take it down.
No.
What? Prison? I don't want to go to prison. Please don't send me to prison.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I messed up. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to go to prison. I just want to go home. Please let me go home. No! I don't want to go to prison. Please let me go home.
Auntie Gina, Have you spoken to my mum?
Not yet, have you?
We need to do something, though, don't we? We need to try and get her out.
How, though?
I don't know. Maybe speak to a lawyer, maybe speak to Adam.
Oh, we can't do that. He'll tell Imran and stuff. It might make things worse.
Look, Paula said that she will represent her. She just needs to be instructed.
Well, she's not going to do that, is she? After what happened.
Oh, Tim?
Don't want to talk to you, don't even want to look at you.
It's not Sophie's fault.
I'm talking to both of you. It's thanks to you two that Sally's been locked up. You because you messed with the evidence, and you because you couldn't keep your knickers on for 5 minutes.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? It's the day of your mum's pre-trial, and you're carrying on with a lawyer when she should have been preparing for the case.
Give her a break.
Why should I?
Because she's really suffering. Her mum's in prison and she's still shouldering the guilt for what happened to Jack.
Well, that's different. That wasn't down to her.
No, and neither's this.
What are you doing?
Breathing.
Well, stop it.
Then I'd die.
It's like sharing a cell with an asthmatic buffalo.
It's a relaxation technique.
It's not relaxing for me, is it? You woke me up.
Sorry. It's very easy. You breathe in, 2, 3, and hold, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. It's great for anxiety.
I wasn't anxious until you arrived.
Sorry, I'll try and be a bit quieter.
What are you up for, anyway?
Fraud. But I didn't do it. I was the mayor of Weatherfield and somebody set me up.
Never met a mayor before. You minted, then?
Well, I wouldn't say I was minted, but I have got a bit put by. My husband runs a taxi firm, so we're doing quite well.
Can't believe you've got the nerve to show your face round her.
Sophie, leave it.
Why should I?
Look, I am sorry about your mum, OK?
It's a bit late now, innit?
Heard about what happened?
Which bit? Sally or the love triangle?
Both. Look, just ignore the haters. That's what I do. I've got plenty.
Tim's got to accept that you're a grown woman and you're free to see whoever you want.
It's just not great timing, is it?
Fair enough. I probably would have reacted the same as your mum if the situation were reversed.
I think we should stop seeing each other.
Is that what you really want?
No.
No, well, me neither, so let's talk it through.
But there's nothing to talk through. We shouldn't have done what we did when we did it.
I know. But we've got something really special.
My mum is in prison because of us.
No, she's not. Your mum didn't need to sack me at such a crucial time. She got emotional and made a really bad decision, which I'm sure she now regrets. I don't want you to make the same mistake.
Hiya. You got any spare phone credit?
No, I'm sorry. It's just the emergency one they gave me.
Oh, right. Can I have that, then?
No, I need it.
Did you just say no?
Well, it's all I've got, and I need to make some calls.
I don't see your point. You've got credit. I want it.
Well, can't you get your own?
It's expensive, is phone credit.
Well, I'll share mine with you after I've made my calls.
Tell you what. You have a word with that rich husband of yours, and he can buy me some extra credit.
No, I'm not doing that.
I don't want to fall out with you, Sally.
I'm not falling out with you.
I'm not the sort of person that you say no to. You'll learn that.
Hey,
How's your mum?
In prison, thanks to your mate.
He's just doing his job, Sophie.
It's not right. You're his boss. You should have stopped him.
No, I shouldn't. Everyone's entitled to representation, even Sally.
Hello?
Sophie, it's me.
Mum? Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I needed to get Paula to come back on my case, Sophie.
Yeah, of course I'll ring her now, but she did say she would before.
They beat me up, Sophie. I can't take it in here. You need to get me out. I just want to come home.
Mum, please calm down.
I should never have sacked Paula. You know, everyone wanted me to do that because he knew I was going to mess it up. He threatened me. He said he was going to get his revenge, and he did. Please help me.
Mum? Mum? Tim, there you are. Let me try to find you.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that snapped to you earlier.
No, but it's fine. My mum has been on the phone.
Why didn't she ring me?
I don't know, but she's in a bad way. She was crying.
What's happened?
She said that she's been beaten up. She said that Imran said he's going to get revenge on her.
Is that what?
I don't know, but I've just spoken to Paula and Paula's like, Tim, where are you going? Tim!
Ah, Tim. I just wanted to have a word with you about Sally.
Stop it, Fred! You threatened Sally! Oh, Fred, you... Hey, what are you doing? Put her in prison. Let's get... Bring it up! Fred, what are you doing?
Making it worse! Stop it! Can't just walk away!
Can.
Tim!
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'll live.
Pity.
God, that guy's a psycho.
Look, that cut looks pretty nasty. Let's get you inside, eh? Yep. Hold still. So, what was all that about? You trying it on with Sally Metcalfe now?
No, he blames me for what happened to Sally in the courtroom. I mean, I did bring up the fact that she intimidated a witness, but she never should have represented herself.
Is that what she did?
You wouldn't do your own wiring or plumbing. Law's exactly the same. You need a professional. And because of that, Sophie is probably not going to have her mum around for quite a long time.
Or you think Sally's going to have to stay in prison?
Doesn't look good. I wouldn't mind, except I'm going over to apologise and then I'm getting thumped.
I'll get you a plaster.
You're not a violent man. It's only since this Duncan business.
Well, Imran had it in for Sally a blue gasket, so what?
Yeah, well, he's asking for it.
It was just in enough trouble and we're all making it worse. You with the phone, me with Paula, and you beat the solicitor up.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we should tell her any of that.
Yeah, we need to make her feel better, not worse.
I didn't know I'll need to come, but I'm glad I did.
Sal, your face.
I'm okay.
So why didn't you call earlier? I've been really worried about you, love.
Because I wanted Sophie to get Paula back on the case.
How's the cell and everything?
Well, I won't be giving it 5 stars on TripAdvisor. And I don't think I'm going to be keeping in contact with my cellmate when I get out.
So what happened?
It doesn't matter. Hopefully I'm going to be out soon.
Well, you shouldn't be in here at all, love.
Rosie's rang. She wanted to fly home, but I told her to stay put. And I've spoken to Paula, and she said that she's more than happy to take your case back on. You've just got to ring her and confirm.
I was so stupid to sack her in the first place.
Yeah. It's okay.
What have you done?
Car door, you caught it, didn't you?
Oh, look, she's going to find out sooner or later. Might as well tell her. I thumped somebody.
Who?
Imran.
Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.
Oh, Steve, you're doing really well. Right, now, Mary, stand with your back to Steve. Put your hand up behind his head. Now, Steve, what you need to do is run your hand really slowly down Mary's arm. Steve, it's meant to be a tender moment. Let me show you.
No!
What?
Listen, you can have what you want for your wedding. You can have an E-type jag, you can have a hot air balloon, you can have a hog roast, anything that don't make me look like a flipping plonker. I can't do this anymore!
He threatened you.
I hate his guts, but there was no need to thump him.
What, he was sticking up for you? I think it's really quite romantic.
No, it's not. It's stupid. You have made everything 10 times worse. I might as well choose the colour of my wallpaper for myself, because I am never going to get out of here.
But Sally, you're innocent, and in a way this shouldn't affect what's going to happen to you.
My husband thumps my co-accused solicitor, and I am locked up for strong-arming a witness. We look a right pair.
It's going to be all right, love.
I've got to get out of here.
We've only been here 10 minutes.
I'm going.
Mom?
Sal, come on, look at this.
Mom?
Sally, Sally, it was a moment of madness.
Cowboy. Do you know, you should think about having a cheesy omelette.
Oh.
Or like a cream horn.
You're not funny. Just an orange juice, please, Roy.
You should have a banana, actually. They're good for hangovers.
Yes, it replaces the body's...
Potassium. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I knew that. Everyone knows that. But why do we know it? We don't know. We just do.
I don't think I'm ready for solids.
Just the orange juice, then.
Yeah.
Do you know, I haven't been out clubbing for a very long time.
That's because you're going out with a geriatric. I warn you, if you hit me, there's a good chance I'll be sick on you.
Oh, look at the state of you.
No, there's no way that you can be chirpy after last night.
I'm fine.
I hate you.
Where did you go?
Some dive in town.
But tonight, a mate of my dad's is opening a club in Spinningfields. They're having, like, a party for the investors.
Really? Do you reckon you could get us on the list?
Should be able to. What do you reckon, right?
Get off.
There's literally no chance.
Figuratively.
There is figuratively no chance.
So, there's a chance, then?
You see, that's why that doesn't work. Fine. Oh. Oh, all right. I'm going to give Bethany a call and see if she fancies it as well. Oh, no. Oh, wow. You two look amazing.
And you are still in your work clothes.
Yeah, we need to get changed.
I'm all right to borrow something. I can't be bothered to go home.
Oh, do you borrow each other's clothes? That's cute.
Is your missus coming out, or is she already in bed with a good book?
Oh, and he does ageist jokes well. I get what you're seeing him.
Come on, through there. Pretty sure I've got at least 2 things that are clean.
And just to show my gratitude, how about a quick line to perk us up, eh?
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought he was going to come out in matching shirts.
Nah, took me long enough to find this. You know, for a superstar DJ, this guy's got pretty embarrassing taste of clothes. Oh, sorry, wearing manners. I've just done a little line in the bedroom there. Bethany?
No, I'm good, thanks.
You just done coke?
No. No, I said he was pacing himself. Don't worry, there's enough to go round, and I've got these for later.
Do you want to tell him or shall I?
That was a long time ago.
I don't want to take anything, thanks.
Really? But you're all just gonna leave me hanging, you know? It wasn't easy getting us in tonight, you know?
Let's just stick with the booze for now and see, yeah?
Yeah. All right, yeah. Good idea. Let's stick to the booze.
Hey, I told him I didn't want anything.
You know what? You're really going to take that after last time you nearly killed me.
Oh, sounds like there's a story there. What happened, mate?
Sophie!
Just you and me, then?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and check that she's all right.
Yeah, no. Sam, leave me on my own. It's not like I'm coming up or anything.
Come on, Soph.
Hey!
You could have killed me. What are you talking about? Ryan used to have a drug problem. You were an addict.
No, I just got into coke for a while and it did me head in.
And then he decided to play chicken on a dual carriageway. What? I saved him. I took his hit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and that's why I don't do anything like that anymore.
Oh, what, just the odd pill here and there?
Right. See? Yeah? There. Believe me, I've got plenty of mates like Cormac. They don't shut up unless they think you're doing it with them.
Oh, aren't you so lucky to have such nice friends?
Not really, no. Look, I'll go talk to him. Like you say, let's sack off the club. We can just go out.
No, I can't be bothered now. I'm sorry, Bethany. Yous go.
Come on.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think Craig's in town with some of his workmates, so I'll just go meet him.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'll just get the tram.
Sorry, Sophie.
Night.
Night, Bethany.
Salt, ketchup, mayo. See? Remember how you like them?
It's funny how you remember that and forget everything else.
I haven't. Never forget that. I want us to be mates again, Soph, you know, like we were before. Well, before I messed everything up.
What's changed, Ryan?
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you go to Katie's funeral?
No. I sent a card. But I didn't think Chesney would be too happy to see me there, so something else I messed up.
Right pair of screw-ups, aren't we?
You seem to be doing all right to me.
What, living with my dad?
You're right, we're as pathetic as each other, aren't we?
Listen, you better go because Cormac is going to be climbing the walls by now.
Oh, yeah. God. People on drugs are boring, aren't they? You can at least get a chip before
You should get your own.
Come on. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I was distracted by some chips. Well, you managed to scare the girls off, so it looks like it's just... Cormac! No.
Did you have a good time with Craig last night?
Yeah, it was fun, thanks. Got in at about 2 and then binged on the Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, I'm pint-sized, baptized, and highly prized. That's right, innit? Auntie Gina's obsessed.
How was your night?
Snooze, girl. I was in bed by 10.
Better than popping pills.
True that.
I hope Ryan didn't cave last night. I was well impressed when he chucked it down the drain.
Mate, if he'd have took that in front of me, I'd have chucked him down the drain.
I'm gonna go scab some free Wi-Fi for Uncle Dave. See you in a bit.
See you later.
And I told him everything. How the four of us were gonna go out, and then Cormac wanted a different kind of night.
I just think, what a waste. He had his whole life ahead of him.
Yeah. He was a good lad.
Well, he made a choice and he paid the highest price, didn't he?
I can't believe it.
I know. So, I told him that I walked Bethany to the tram, got chips, and on the way back from the chippy, I saw you on the bench. Now you'd had a gob on about the drugs.
You told them that?
Well, honesty's the best policy, isn't it?
So you told them that you threw your pill down the drain?
Yeah. And, I said that we sat on the corner, jangling, stuffing our faces till around 20 to 8.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
No, it can't have been. Because I popped into my mum's and Auntie Gina had a hair dye on and she asked me what time it was and I think it was 25 to 8 then.
I thought it was later, are you sure?
No, right, honestly, 25 to 8, final answer.
Thing is, I really need you to back me up.
Right, it's 5 minutes, it's no biggie.
Kind of is, you know. Just when I rang the ambulance, the time.
You're asking me to lie to the police. That's why your mum's there.
All right, so... Thing is, when I found him, he was still alive, all right? Just about, but I panicked. And I didn't phone an ambulance right away.
Look, Sophie, Ryan was trying to protect him. He didn't want him to end up back inside.
I was just trying to do the right thing for Cormac, all right? I just panicked.
And he would have died anyway. They think it was a contaminated batch.
So why are you both still lying to the police?
Because the authorities won't see it that way. You know, they want someone to blame. Cormac's dad will be looking for someone to blame and all.
You know he's a gangster, right?
Listen, Cormac basically killed himself. So why don't you let the police carry out the post-mortem or whatever? Your conscience is clear.
You're not listening. I need you to say that we were together until 20 to 8.
Sophie, Ryan's done nothing wrong. He meant well. We need to protect him.
I don't want to end up floating in the canal, Soph. 20 to 8, please. I'm begging you.
And I said, well, have you thought about getting some new compost?
I'm so sorry.
Let me get you some replacement dal. And was it some, pakora?
It was.
Are you all right, Sophie?
You see the lengths people will go to avoid doing veg chat with you.
I'm so sorry.
Is something playing on your mind?
No, I am fine.
Look, is it your poor mother's pending court case? Why didn't you take a break? Or go home if you don't feel up for service?
Honestly, I am fine. Stop worrying. I just want to clean this mess up.
Is Sophie Webster here?
Yeah, I'm Sophie Webster.
I need a word. Do you know Cormac?
I don't really. I just know him through Ryan.
And you were with Ryan Connor last night?
Yeah, I was.
Did you take drugs?
No, I didn't.
Did you know that Cormac had taken drugs?
He said he'd done a line and then he got out a big bag of pills. But as soon as I seen them, I just got off.
On your own?
No, with Bethany and Ryan.
What time was this?
I don't know.
We'll try and think.
7:20, thereabouts.
And what time is it when Ryan got off?
Oh, well, I texted my mate. He went to the chippy. He came back. We sat there for a bit. He's just on the street.
And what time did he leave then?
20 to 8. I remember looking at my phone.
Right, so you last saw Ryan at 1940.
Is that... Have you finished with me now?
Yeah, for now.
You lied, Sophie.
Look, I know I'm stupid, but I didn't know what else to do. And plus, it was only 5 minutes that I actually lied about.
Yeah, 5 minutes when a young man died.
Look, you can't make me feel worse than you
I'm not trying to make you feel worse. I'm trying to help you understand. Don't get sucked in by Ryan. Don't be telling lies for him. What were you thinking?
But he's my friend.
I'll remind you of that when you're doing a 10-year stretch at Style Prison, shall I?
Look, I know it sounds bad, but if Ronan found out what actually happened, then he'd come for us.
Ronan?
Yes, the lad that died. His dad is apparently some mad gangster.
Oh, please don't tell me you're talking about Ronan Truman.
Why?
Oh, Sophie, you're joking me.
Why, you know him?
We're in the same business. But he's on one side of the law and I'm on the other. He's big time, Sophie.
I didn't know what to do. I still don't know what to do.
Well, I do. You go down to the police station and you change your story.
Well, I can do that. That's possible.
Just go to the police and tell them what really happened. Hey, love.
Hi.
Have you thought any more about what I said?
Yeah, I have. I just don't know how I'm going to go back to the police and tell them that I've lied.
Well, the police will understand that you were pressured into it.
Yeah, and then they'll go after Ryan.
And discover what actually happened. That's how it works.
Yeah, I know, but that's getting Ryan into trouble and I don't want to do that as my mate.
He's a mate that asked you to commit a crime. Do you want to be sharing a cell with your mum? How dare you?
You told her.
She's my girlfriend.
She's a solicitor.
Have you any idea how serious it is to lie to the police?
Look, I didn't do anything wrong.
You were there when a lad overdosed and did nothing about it.
I did do something about it. I called the doctor.
If the truth comes out, Sophie could get years.
Look, I panicked, okay? It's not like I killed him, but Ronan is a maniac, and if he finds out, then he'll kill me.
Yeah, well, you mix in that world, you take the consequences. You do not drag innocent friends in it with you. Now go to the police and tell them the truth.
Sophie, please, don't drop me in it. Soph. See? Ronan obviously thinks that Joey sold Cormac the drugs. And if he finds out that I was there when he died, I'll be next in that canal.
This is all too much.
I didn't want to drag you in, but I needed help, so...
2 people have died, Ryan. I can't keep lying. I shouldn't have even lied in the first place.
This is my life at stake. Yeah? My family's lives.
And mine too. And it's scary, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tell the police the truth. Will you tell Yasmin that I've taken an early lunch? I'll be back as soon as I can.
Sophie, please don't do this.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, come on, you'll soon get stuck in.
Good morning, all. I don't know about you lot, but I feel a bit... Starting my new job, you and me are homies.
I've got tummy ache.
If it gets too much for you, you can always play on the iPad, like Brian said.
Hopefully you won't be seeking out anything too violent, games-wise. No carnage, no guns, no profanities, mother flipping this and that. Preferably something about animals on an adventure who learn the value of kindness.
Come on.
Ryan's been arrested, Paul. I need you to find out what you can, please. I'm worried sick.
Do the call, so we've got work to do.
I've got to go. Goodbye. Hey, you know that woman in the red dress?
Can't miss her. She's got a mouth like the Mersey Tunnel.
Well, I think she's robbed some toilet roll out the ladies. I've seen one in the bag before.
How do you know it's one of ours?
Well, I don't. I assumed.
You know that when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
I might just do a citizen's arrest.
You had a bad day.
Hi, how did it go?
No one likes me anymore.
Oh, of course they do. Don't be silly.
So why won't they play with me?
What happened with the iPads? Come on, Jack. If you don't tell me what's happened, I can't do anything about it.
We played for a bit. Then they went outside. We could see the other kids playing footy.
What about Brian? I thought he was meant to be looking out for you.
He's got a job to do. He can't sit with Jack all day.
I'm still the same person, but everyone treats me different. I hate it.
OK. Yeah, you're all booked in for 5.
Thanks. To be honest, I see enough of them at work, but Moira has persuaded Dr. Gaddis that we need to team build.
Ugh, sounds like a right hoot. Oh, how's Leanne?
Yeah, she's slowly getting better.
Does she know that Nick's back around?
Oh, yeah, she knows. See you in a bit.
He was asleep. I just sat there stroking his head, feeling useless.
Should be at the hospital with Ryan, I'm fine.
Are you?
Hi, has Roy left a cake behind for me?
Is it your birthday?
Do I look that sad that I'd be buying my own birthday cake?
I'm saying nothing.
Alex, no, it's for one of the waitresses.
I'm just kidding. Roy told me. Let's go get it.
Thanks. How's Ryan doing?
Still not great. Robert's at the hospital with him now.
Is it true that Cormac's dad chased you in his car?
Yeah.
Because of what I said. Look, Michelle, if me changing my statement has caused them...
Ali.
I'm sorry.
It was nobody's fault, all right? The guy was obviously a psycho.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
I said it's fine, Sophie.
Week after the holiday club.
Well, if it isn't Jack Webster.
Hey, morning.
Do you think you'll be all right today?
Of course he will.
Hi, Jack. Hi. Are you coming to holiday club today? Yeah. Cool.
Becky and that Lila as well.
Might nip to the country in a bit. Get a couple of tickets for tonight.
Oh, Dad, do you remember what it was like last time you took him? You had to scrape him out of bed.
Yeah, well, he's not school tomorrow.
There's holiday club, though.
I don't think we'll have any trouble with him. Just mention the L word. You fancy it?
No, not really.
Could go early doors, you know. He's outgrown as a wait up. Could go in the club shop. Get a bag of chips.
Tell me you're still injured.
November. Might get a look at this Senegalese kid, though. Xanadu.
So that's it. It's not really a treat for Jack.
Of course it is.
No, you just don't want to miss his debut.
Well, he's supposed to be the next Sadio Mane. 19 years old.
Yeah, we get to see him play over and over and over again.
Well, it's not that.
Well, what is it?
You'll think I'm stupid.
Well, go on.
Well, I've got this new champ for him, and I want to be the first one to start it.
What does it go like?
Well, he goes to the chorus of Danny Boy, but using Sandy Boo's name instead. You know? Oh, Zanny Boo, the goals are coming.
Well, you can sing it next time.
No, we'll already have a champ by then.
Dad, I think Jack would love it. I think you should go. Zanny Boo.
I just keep saying to myself over and over, what can I do?
How many of them have you had?
I've had a hard day.
You've been in here for most of it.
I put these decorations up, I'll have you know I'm entitled to a few pints. I mean, Duncan must have something on her right. He must be trying to set her up. There's got to be proof somewhere. In his house, on his phone.
So what are you going to do, Tim? Eh? Break in, steal a moped, nick his phone?
Gina's here. I was going to see if she wanted to come over tonight. Gina! Can I buy you a drink?
No, you're all right. Carly's fine. It's work to do.
Right, what are we having?
Champagne?
You'll have Prosecco and like it, missy.
Yeah, well, no wonder she's annoyed if you give a pat lunch to Steve's dog.
I'll get her to talk to me. Gina, come and tell us me fortune, love.
Cross my palm with silver, and all her weight shall be foretold. When I say silver, I mean the folded kind. You shall die alone, a sad and angry man. Next!
I see, she's still pretty mad.
Hey! That's a Satsuma.
Well, we've run out of apples.
I prefer them, to be fair. They're more giving the skins.
So has Paula managed to dig up any dirt on Duncan or his so-called witness?
No, not yet. But I promise, Mum, she's all over it.
Never doubted that for a second.
Anyway, how are you today?
Oh, you know, so. Looking forward to seeing you all later.
I know it's tough, Mum, but it'll all be over soon.
For the sake of my sanity, I pray you're right. It's one thing being caged like an animal, but the sense of powerlessness I feel like I'm in limbo, Soph.
Listen, you keep your head down and let Paula do her thing, eh?
Yeah, I'll try. Look, I'd better get back, so I'll see you at 3, and don't forget those bits and bobs I asked for.
No, I won't. And, Mum, I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Morning. Didn't hear you come in.
Just come for a few bits for my mum.
All right.
She's just been on the phone.
Oh, yeah, how does she seem?
Better than you by the looks of things.
Fine.
Are you sure, Tim? Because you look like death. Maybe you're coming down with something.
No, I'm not.
She'll be gutted if she don't see you today.
Calm down, Soph. I've just got a hangover.
Sorry?
I think I may have had one too many ales last night.
Do you know what, Tim? You are unbelievable. My mum is stuck in there and you're out here living it up. You need to get your act together.
Very impressive. I won't go that far. I could do with being a bit more supple. Some mornings I wake up and I feel like I need oiling to get out of bed.
I'd probably keep that to yourself round here. Someone's likely to take you up on it. To be honest, I do the yoga mainly for the breathing, like. It's the only thing that takes the edge off.
Really? Well, you do seem very at one with yourself.
Not at all. Of course, I do feel like a complete numpty sometimes, but Hey, it's better than going around panelling folk, am I right?
Indeed.
Now this is the best part. You can't whack a bit of Savasna.
Savasna?
It's also known as a corpse pose. Hey, have you ever seen a corpse?
Actually...
Trust me, they never look this peaceful. Or sexy.
What have I told you, Shepherd? Oh.
do you mind? She's Savasanin.
I don't care if she's communing with the universe itself. She's a tripping hazard. Shift.
With all due respect, shouldn't you be encouraging wellness?
With all due respect, maybe you should mind your own business. Wellness. Like this place isn't already bananas enough.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Oh, it's just the way things are around here, I'm afraid.
Really? Well, we'll see about that. Thank you all for coming.
It's not like we've got anywhere else to go.
Even so, I appreciate the gesture.
Hang on. I recognise you. Weren't you that mayor or something?
Yes. I'm the former mayor of Weatherfield. Now a remand prisoner, framed by a scumbag of a man and wrongly incarcerated, but still desperate to be of service.
So you're saying you're innocent?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course you are, love. And I'm Kendall Jenner.
Like I was saying, just because you've lost your liberties doesn't mean to say that those in authority can take liberties.
Eat your heart out, Theresa May.
I mean, education and exercise and good nutritional food, they're not privileges. They're basic human rights. Rights that I would like to fight for if you will let me. But we do need to help ourselves.
How?
Well, we need to be organised and speak in one voice.
You talk about learning stuff, but who's going to do the teaching?
Well, we are. I mean, Jodie here, she's going to teach the yoga, and I'm going to teach needlecraft and sewing, and, well, that's just for starters.
I've got an art degree. What? I'm complex.
That is fantastic, because art therapy is supposed to be brilliant.
So, what happens next?
So, I'm going to demand a sit-down meeting with the governor and make our case.
What happens if she doesn't see you?
She'll see me.
A meeting with the governor?
Yep. Tomorrow, touch wood.
I thought you was meant to be keeping your head down.
Well, someone has to stand up for these poor women. I mean, they might be criminals, but they still have human rights.
Yeah, but you could be out soon, love. Why not the boat?
Well, these women need a mouthpiece. Besides, rocking the boat is what I'm good at.
I'm sorry to rain on your parade, Sal, but you're not the mayor anymore.
I had noticed that, Gina.
Well, I think it's dead brave, Mum. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Don't encourage her. It's in some council chambers. It's flaming prison. If your little project goes wrong, you're not the only one who suffers.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that Tim here's got enough to worry about without you getting on your soapbox.
Oh, for goodness sake. What is wrong with using my experience and political savvy to do a bit of good in here?
Oh, if it earns you a few brownie points, oh, God forbid it gets you in the newspaper, then so much the better.
Come on, that's a bit unfair.
Yeah, some of us have goals.
I have goals?
Since when? There's more get up and go in a fruit trifle.
I'll have you know I've put my life on hold for you in this family.
Oh, I'm sorry if my incarceration has put a flaming dent in your diary. In case you didn't realise, I didn't want to be set up by Duncan.
I never said you didn't get a raw deal. We all know what a victim you are.
Right, time out.
I just want you to acknowledge in front of witnesses that while you're in here restarting your election campaign, I'm helping to keep the home fires burning.
Well, thank you, Gina, for pitching in and taking on this awesome burden. I'm eternally grateful.
I never said it was a burden.
And rest assured, when I get released and I'm back home, you need never have anything to do with me or my family ever again.
You look more positive than last time. Are you finding your feet or keeping your head down?
I had a meeting with the governor this morning.
Oh.
Before you give me a lecture, the others agreed that, well, since I'm a confident speaker, we've all got so much experience in here and endless hours to fill. Well, we thought we should do a skill swap. You know, I'll teach someone sewing. They can teach me yoga or art therapy or conversational Hausa.
For when you finally booked that trip to Nigeria.
You sound like Gina. It's all an ego trip.
No, it's great.
But
just make sure that you teach these women organisation as well as sewing, because if I have my way, you're not going to be around to run that scheme.
So did you get one?
A visiting order? No, I didn't, Tim.
Do you know if Jean Raz?
I don't know. What do you need, a referee?
Yeah, he did get a bit tetchy the other day.
Is that what you want to call it?
Well, that's sisters for you, innit? You and Rosie used to spar a lot.
Do you know, one time Rosie threw a clog at my head, so I scalped a Barbie. But no, cool your jets, lover boy. Today's all about you and my mum. Quality time.
Oh, yeah, me, your mum, a couple of guards and a bunch of Arden Crims would be a right laugh. Oh, here she is, the woman with our future in her hands.
No pressure there, then, eh? Nice to see you. This is a nice...
Excuse me.
My hubcaps will be safe up there.
What, on these mean streets? Yes, your Chelsea tractor would be just fine. Could we get a table for two, please?
Hey, don't knock the fear, mate. I made a fortune from that when I was a kid outside County's ground. You said, mind your car, please, mister.
What, you're off the hook, Tim, because his car will be fine. We'll let you get on with your day. Could we get that table?
Yeah, of course. The usual.
Yes.
You really are a regular. Do they know how you like your old-fashioned?
The manager certainly does. Bourbon with a twist of burnt orange. But we don't have a licence, so...
Julian Cooper, this is Sophie Webster, Sally Metcalfe's daughter.
Ah, the fraud case. Well, your mother's in safe hands with this one as her solicitor advocate.
Yeah. How was she this morning? We've all been so worried.
That's what I wanted to talk to Julian about.
And Julian's had nothing to eat since his 6 a.m. protein shake, so we'll be keeping you busy, my dear. Shall we start with the menu?
Yeah, sure, why not? Would you like some water to the table?
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, back then, when a barrister said he wanted to check out your briefs, you could never be sure.
Well, most pupils don't slap send barrister around the chops.
Oh, it never did me any harm, Jules. I knew I wasn't going to make the inner sanctum when I had a Barney with some Tarquin over how to say the word bath.
At least it wasn't some Julian. His places are fine. This land is spectacular.
Oh.
Oh, same again, please.
Let's go. I'm done.
Sorry?
I'm off duty, mate. Ciao for now.
She's the manager. She skipped charm school, that's for sure.
Melissa, would you mind? Promise me you won't move.
Promise me you won't slap her, even if she deserves it.
What is your problem? You were downright rude back there.
You treat me like a waitress.
Oh.
Giving it the big working class hero chat with your snotty little mate.
Oh.
What is it? Are you ashamed of me because I've not got no letters after my second name?
Sophie.
Apart from the letter L for lesbian. Because that's what I am, aren't I? I'm your dirty little secret.
No.
Tourist.
No.
Do you know what? He practically had his tongue down your throat. Oh, this is spectacular.
Have you finished? Look, Jules works for the CPS, which effectively puts us on opposite sides, or at least it should. But he's got some information about your mum's case, which has to remain strictly off the record, which is why I couldn't ask you to join us.
What kind of information?
Proof that Duncan bought the burner phone.
That's great news, Paula. What are you looking like that for? That's case closed, isn't it?
I wish it was, but there is still the offshore account, joint names. We still need to prove that this was Duncan's work and not Sally's.
Yeah, but it's a step in the right direction, isn't it?
Tim, you need to keep this to yourself for now.
Sally's struggling.
No, Sally's fine.
Well, that's what she tells you, but I know her and she needs every glimmer of hope she can get. Faye, yeah, listen, I know I said to get the tram, but stuff it. You fancy a drive out with your dad?
Why can't people just stop and think?
Oh, I thought you'd done a runner.
Yes, well, I wouldn't blame her. Look, Julian, I'm sorry. I was very rude before.
The thing is, Sophie's not just Sally's daughter. She's also my partner.
And I thought that you was hitting on her. Yes, all right. I feel like a right div now, especially now I know that you're helping. It's just, well, you know, us being together, it's complicated, the age thing, and for Paula professionally,
And for you, too. I've seen this one in restaurants, nicking the pepper grinders, dancing on the tables.
Only when I've won a case.
Which, as you know, Sophie, is 90% of the time. Oh, a plate for the lady, please. And some pro bono advice. Because my learned friend is a terrier, she needs careful handling.
Yeah, well, when them nostrils flare.
Ooh, take cover.
I didn't bring you back into the pair you could gang up on me.
Are you sure you heard right? Definite proof.
What, that Duncan bought the burner phones, yeah? Yeah, Paula clammed right up when she saw me. It's like she didn't want me to know.
Because I've got my hopes up before and it's come to nothing.
That's what I said.
We need all the hope you can get in this done.
What does Gina reckon? Well, she probably thinks I should be left to rot after the way I spoke to her.
No. She never said that about you.
But it's prison. It gets to you, twists things in your head. My mum was the same.
Yeah, it was the noise. There was never a minute's peace. I am so looking forward to my yoga class. Jodie's going to teach us gratitude.
Gratitude for what?
Well, I can't afford to think like that, Tim. I need to hold on to something.
Wow. Suddenly you're like the queen of chill.
I'll teach you. And you too, Tim. Hunched over your steering wheel like a little gnome. I'm going to refocus our lives when I get back. I'm going to turn that back room into a yoga room.
What, Gina's room?
Yeah, it was only a stopgap.
Well, she won't be going back to Dev's.
Yeah, she's elbowed in for good now.
Not the only one in the doghouse, then.
Sally.
Well, I'm not starting, Tim. I'm just saying that Dev was a really good catch. Crashing with us, it was never meant to be a permanent thing. Gina's nearly 50. She just needs to get a home of her own.
That one over there keeps staring at me. Like she recognises it. What's she on for?
Tim, that is the question that you never ask in prison. It's an unwritten rule.
She's undressing me with her eyes.
Who? Oh, her, Glenys. She's robbed a string of cabbies and trussed them up in the boot of the car. Call her the highway woman.
Well, it wasn't the first time I slept under my desk, and it won't be the last. Catherine Barnard makes a surprisingly comfy pillow.
It's a textbook. What about law?
What's all this hugger-mugger, then? All rise.
Sophie, this is Leonard Raskin. Leonard, this is my partner, Sophie.
Nice to meet you. Would you like a drink?
I can recommend the mango. Sorry, with nothing stronger.
Shame. You could do with a stiff scotch.
Still in mourning.
The General. R.I.P.
It means Ronan Truman, notorious gangster.
Entrepreneur.
Oh, stand corrected. Truman died recently. Bet the flags are at half-mast in chambers.
I may have to sell the flat in Verbier.
Leonard put 3 kids through Oak Hill, thanks to Mr. Truman and his associates.
To the General.
The General.
The General.
Defendant's kicking and screaming, protesting his innocence. I'm looking at my watch thinking, come on, get a move on. I've got my clubs in the boot and a 3 o'clock tea time booked.
So, was he innocent?
Dear, all prisoners are innocent.
No, but some of them actually are.
Of course. Even if they've conned the life savings out of half the pensioners in Weatherfield, they're just misunderstood. Wait till you've finished articles. You'll see things differently.
You think some one of you into it.
Do you mind? Sophie's got a proper job.
Yeah, I manage this place.
Is Martha settled?
The tearful phone calls have stopped, thankfully.
The tears were his, mate.
My baby girl in Borneo.
Martha's off saving orangutans in the wild. She's on one of those volunteering gap year schemes.
Oh, brilliant.
For which I volunteered £3,000.
Makes Isla's trip look tame bumming around Cambodia.
Well, it beats bumming around Weatherfield.
Oh, I got the hours they put in that sanctuary. Dawn till dusk, 7 days a week.
It'll be the making of her.
Service is slow tonight.
Oh. Sorry, was you expecting me to pour that? Not Paula or Julia.
Wasn't too difficult, was it?
No, it's just the yoik in me. When I feel like someone's speaking down to me, I seem to go a bit deaf.
I'm sure I wasn't talking down.
No, you're very sure of a lot of things. That don't make you right. Makes you a pillock.
Sophie.
No, don't speak for me. You know, Leonard may love the sound of his own voice, but I don't. And I will not be disrespected by some snobby get that belongs in a different century. Not in my restaurant. Nice to meet you, Julie.
Don't expect a round of applause.
Standing my ground. This is my turf.
My turf?
Oh, what, so you're allowed to take on the snobs, but not me? So, embarrass you?
No, I just wish you hadn't done it.
Yeah, well, solidarity, sister.
Do you really think that Leonard is the kind of bloke that I'd choose to hang out with?
Well, no, actually, I didn't. But maybe that's why I'm seeing a different side to you, because he is one horrible, arrogant, patronising...
I'm a circuit judge.
Oh, what, so I should bow and scrape? Let him freeze me out of conversation with my own girlfriend? Because if that's what you expect of me, then, yeah, maybe we do need a rethink.
Look, you've got a good heart. Deep down, I know he's a dinosaur, but we're trying to drag him into the 21st century.
Oh, what, so I shot your grand plan in the foot, did I, by acting like a pleb?
No, not mine. Your mum's. Judge Rattigan could end up overseeing your mum's trial.
Mum was saying she'd love to visit her when she gets back from Milan. Oh, Mum would love that, getting all the gossip from Gail. Yeah, I'll speak to her later when she rings.
Oh, you will send her our love, won't you?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Sarah.
Right, better go. Carla gets very cranky if I don't get a frothy coffee.
I hate this, pretending that my mum's on her way home when really we've got nothing.
That's not true. We've got proof that Duncan's set up the offshore accounts. He's got a reason to be worried.
And is that enough to get my mum out?
Well, not at the moment.
Exactly, so it just seems hopeless. And this Judge Rattigan, is he going to be taking over the case? Have you heard anything?
I don't know, but no news is good news.
How is that good news?
I'm trying to remain positive.
Here we go. Now, are you sure I can't tempt you, Gina, because my fried eggs are top-notch this morning?
Earth to Gina.
Hey? Best sunny side up, this side of the air well? Oh, no, thanks. Good for you, though. OK, well, enjoy, ladies.
What are you even doing on this thing? You've been on it all morning. Oh, you're still looking for Mr. Right, then, yeah?
Sorry, I should be concentrating on Sal, shouldn't
You're allowed to do other stuff, Gina. Gina G.
Well, I'm going to give me full name, am I? Load of weirdos around.
Why are you using his profile picture? This is about as old as me.
Well, I'm going to look my best, don't I?
Well, everybody does that. They either use a really old one or one that's been photoshopped to death.
So have you got any dates yet?
Oh, I have, as it happens. Ian, mid-40s. Bit of a blurry photo, but he's not one for technology. Probably means he looks like Shrek.
Oi, Shrek's a catch.
Hey, I know people that met the love of their life online.
Oh, good. 'Cause I've tried the old-fashioned way, and where's it got me?
Exactly. Nothing to lose, eh?
Yeah, he's sweet and funny. Well, his messages are anyway. And the main thing is, he's available and looking for love. Let moi.
Sounds perfect.
He wants to meet later. Said he'd be carrying a red rose.
Oh.
Oh, please.
I think he sounds nice.
Oh, my God, he's well fit.
Yeah, he's also about my age.
Hey, what are you doing on my phone?
I'm just looking at your matches on that dating app. Hang on, she's a woman.
Hey? Oh, yeah.
Have you even specified who you're looking for?
Not really. Thought it'd be a bit unfriendly.
Oh, great. Auntie Gina's gone for the scattergun approach to dating.
Well, in case you didn't realise, it's all about the person, not the gender these days.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that one in mind.
Let's have a look. No, can't snoop on my phone.
Hey, also, you've not even told us how your last date went.
Oh, gave him half an hour and he bored the pants off me. Not literally. Said I was going to the loo and did a runner.
Ouch.
I might just knock it on the head.
No, don't let one dodgy date put you off.
Exactly, your dream guy might be one right swipe away or whatever it is you have to do.
I might give it one more date.
Can I pick this time?
No, we're meeting Paula, remember?
Hey, what for?
Oh, to go through all the court case stuff for tomorrow. She's going to tell us who she's got as a character witness. See you later. Good luck finding Mr. Perfect. Come on, girls. No one.
I called everyone she worked with at the council, and conveniently, they're all in meetings tomorrow. Even the cleaner.
Flaming nerve after everything she's done for that lot.
But I don't get it. Why are they all turning their backs on her?
Well, people get funny about fraud cases in case the finger gets pointed at them.
Yeah, still don't give them the right to wash their hands of her.
I don't mean to stick my neb in, but I could always get our Kirky to put a word in for her.
Kirk?
Well, he's the local mascot. He could turn up in his Buzz of the Bee costume.
Oh, yeah, because they'd really take him serious then, Beth.
Ideally, it just needs to be somebody with a bit more professional standing.
Well, I could ask Brian, but I doubt whether his deputy head would give him the time off.
Oh, it's great, that is. I'm going to be seeing Sally in a couple of hours. What I'm going to say, sorry, love, but everybody's too busy watching the backs to give her monkeys about you.
anything change? I thought you was on a date. Hey, what's up?
I've really messed up. I called Tim to come and rescue me, and the police turned up and he breathalyzed him.
What?
Look, if I'd known for 1 second that he'd had a drink, I wouldn't have...
Wait, Auntie Gina, are you telling me Tim's been arrested?
Yeah, and they're keeping him in overnight, so we won't be able to find a character witness for Sally, and she's going to lose a court case, and it's all my fault.
Hey, wait. Gina's just told me that Tim's been arrested.
What? Why?
Well, he went to pick her up, but was over the limit, so now he's locked up.
Oh, the stupid idiot.
No, it wasn't his fault, it was mine.
Listen, you can fix this, right?
Well, I can try.
Well, you need to, because if Tim's not there tomorrow, my mum will fall apart. He's the only thing that's keeping her strong.
The trouble is, it's not our only problem.
What do you mean?
I'll just find out who the judge is tomorrow.
No, please don't tell me it's Judge Rattigan.
Is that bad?
You could say that.
And into worry one.
Enjoying ourselves, ladies?
Oh, I don't know about enjoying ourselves. Tying ourselves in knots, more like. But it's very good for your stress levels.
I started on the pelvic floor. I'm sure don't worry about that. She's too young.
Oh, you're never too young. Tighten things up.
Hey, just wait till we have kids. You'll have to sneeze and your pee is there.
Learn something new every day in this job.
Yeah, which is precisely why I wanted to do this skills sharing scheme.
Well, good for you. Keep on the way you are. Your time inside will be a doddle.
Do you know, that's very nice of you to say, but this time tomorrow I'm planning on being back at home. Tim's dusting the picture frame, especially.
Tim's husband.
Yeah. I mean, you probably think this yoga's gone to my head, but I've just got this feeling that if anyone's going to come through for me, it's him.
Hello! Hello! Can somebody hear me? I need to go home. My wife needs me.
How are you doing? Ready for your day in court?
Ready as I'll ever be. Hopefully this will be the end of it and I can get back home to my family.
So leave us a message, I'll call you back. Cheers.
It's voicemail again.
He's probably still in the holding cell.
Yeah, but we're about to go in. My mum will be heartbroken if he's not there. Is there nothing that you can do?
No, I'm sorry, darling. They'll let him go when they're good and ready.
I suppose it is good of Gina to go and meet him.
I don't think we should tell Sally about Tim being arrested, should we?
No, I think it's best we keep it in the dark about this.
Yeah, 100%.
Excuse me. You again?
Hello.
Hi, Leonard.
I wasn't aware it was bring your girlfriend to work day.
Imagine if that was actually a thing. It would be bedlam. Judge Francis wouldn't know which woman to bring, would he? We're here for the Metcalfe trial.
She's my mum. Look, the other week in the restaurant when we was...
We?
When I was...
Chippy?
Chippy. Yeah, when I was Chippy. I went to apologise because my head was everywhere and I didn't mean anything by it, so I'm sorry.
If you'll excuse me.
Call the defendant.
Sal, she looks terrible.
Mum.
Court, rise.
He's back in the car.
Sally Metcalfe, You are charged with fraud, bribery, and money laundering. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
And you will find that the evidence will show that Mrs. Metcalfe coerced another in a fraudulent act to extract money from charitable funds for her own personal ends.
Sorry, mate.
Your Honour.
I am now ready to call my first witness. I call Duncan Radfield.
Do you realise how important this is?
Yeah, of course I do.
That everything that we do reflects on my mum.
I am aware there are people in the public gallery who prefer to talk rather than to listen. But I would urge those people to bite their tongues, unless they want to be held in contempt of court.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You've already pleaded guilty to your own charge of fraud.
I made a terrible mistake, and I would dearly love to atone.
Could you tell us how you came to be involved in this offence?
I was coerced by Mrs. Metcalfe.
And could you please help us build up a picture of your relationship between you and Mrs. Metcalfe?
I'll do my best.
What is your marital status?
I'm married. Sorry, was married. I forget. She's no longer here. My wife passed away recently.
And has there been anyone else in your life since then?
Until Sal. Mrs. Metcalfe, no.
Could you please tell the court how you and Mrs. Metcalfe first met?
I approached her to inquire about applying for the council charity grant. We started chatting, that soon became a friendship, and before I knew it, we were lovers. It was very intense. There was a clear chemistry, instant spark between us.
What did you know about Mrs. Metcalfe's marital status?
I knew she was married, which is why I resisted her initial advances. I said that we shouldn't, that she should respect her vows, but she insisted that her marriage was on the rocks. She told me that her husband was a good-for-nothing taxi driver with no ambition or interest in his personal hygiene, and that she could no longer bear to be touched by him. I soon learned that it wasn't the first time that she'd been unfaithful. She'd had an affair during her first marriage. Sally's a shrewd operator. She targets people, like she did with me, pulled on my heartstrings, manipulated me, and that's why I'm here today. That's why I know there's no future for us. One day she would just, move on to someone better than me. She's no qualms, no morals. Sally will do whatever is necessary to get exactly what she wants.
Thank you, Mr. Radfield. You've been most helpful. No more questions, Your Honour.
Good afternoon, Mr. Radfield.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Radfield, you claim to have been forced into this act of fraud, pressured into it by my client, Mrs. Metcalfe. Is that correct?
It is, and as I
A
previously...
simple yes or no answer will suffice. Thank you. And you've made a statement with the police to this effect and testified to it in court. Is that also correct?
Yes.
It was you that opened the joint bank accounts, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you that purchased the mobile phones that you used to keep in touch with Mrs. Metcalfe?
Yes.
In your original statement to the police, you said it was Mrs. Metcalfe who purchased the mobile phones.
I did. I lied.
You lied? Are you in the habit of lying?
I'm no liar, but Sally said that I had to be the one to set it all up because of her being in the public eye. She was the mayor.
So you purchased the mobile phones, and it was you that set up the joint bank account, and it was you that made the bookings in the hotels where you had alleged liaisons with Mrs. Metcalfe.
Yes.
And you seriously expect the court to believe that Mrs. Metcalfe forced you to complete those tasks?
She said that if I didn't do it, she would report me to the police for sexual harassment. I was grieving for my wife, and she preyed on me. She targeted me and made me do it all. Sally Metcalfe knew exactly what she was doing, and I had no idea.
Going back to the joint accounts for 1 second, the joint account that you set up.
That we both signed for, and her signature is on the bank form, and handwriting experts have confirmed that it's hers. Look, Sally was behind all of this. I'm just a victim.
Lies! This is all lies!
Mrs. Metcalfe?
No, I can't sit here and listen to this.
Sally.
I mean, look at him. He's loving every minute of
Counsel,
it.
please, could you have a word with your client?
This is a joke.
Mrs. Metcalfe.
No, I am the victim.
Sally.
This is a suitable place to adjourn. Ms. Martin, I suggest you use this adjournment to have a little chat with your client. We'll meet back tomorrow.
Court rise.
It's all right. It's early days. I've still got to finish the cross-examination, and we've got our evidence to give you. It's just you'll get your chance to tell your side of the story.
The truth.
We will win, Sally. You've done nothing wrong. But you must keep your emotions in check. No more outbursts. It doesn't look good to the jury. Right. I'll let you two have a moment together. I'm going to do the plan for tomorrow.
Thanks. How are you doing then, Sal?
How do you think I'm doing? Sat in a prison cell morning till night. I'm handcuffed, shoved into a prison van, brought into a court, all for something I didn't do. And do you know the really terrible thing about all this is? Every time I think it can't get any worse, it does. Where were you? I came into court and you weren't there. I didn't know what to think. And then when you did arrive, you make a scene and you look a right state. I mean, look at you.
Well, apparently I've got no interest in my personal hygiene.
Duncan said that, not me. Look like you've been out all night.
I have.
Pardon?
I got arrested. Gina got stranded in the middle of nowhere and she thought some bloke was coming to get her, so she called me and I went to rescue her.
I don't understand. You got arrested.
I'd had a pint.
You were drunk?
No.
Well, how many pints is a pint?
1.5. But I was over the limit.
You were arrested for drink driving? Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, how could you be so stupid? We're trying to convince a jury that we've got a good and happy marriage.
Convince him? What, like our marriage is an act or something? Maybe it is. Do you think that we've got a good and happy marriage? Do you? Did you have an affair with him or what?
What?
I love you, Sally, but I need to know, did you or did you not sleep with him?
I can't believe you're asking me that again.
Did you?
No. 1,000,000 times no. I thought you were on my side. Then why ask me that again?
Because he's convincing all that stuff that he said in there.
And all the stuff that he said to me that led to this. He's a con man, Tim. He's a liar.
Yeah, and he's good at it.
Yeah, but it's just lies. Just remember that. It's all lies.
I'll have some people thinking they'll want it. Stories in the paper, gossip on the street. People wondering whether you two actually were doing it behind my back.
Have you got any idea how hard this is for me? And here, In court? In prison?
Have you got any idea what it's like for me?
Of course I do. It's hard for both of us, and when one of us gets hurt, we both feel it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to run through some things with you before they take you back. Sally. Sally.
Sorry.
It's really important that you take this in. It can't appear that you don't know what's going on.
Sorry, it's just... Tim was really thrown by what Duncan said. He's doubting me.
He's got in his head, hasn't he? Well, he won't be doubting when we present our evidence, the proof. So tomorrow, we're going to go through the paper trail, the physical evidence, so burner phones, receipts. Now, we'll comb through your credit card statement several times, and we can dispute all of Duncan's claims of the times he said the two of you were together. But it is still very much his word against yours, unless we can prove otherwise.
Well, this one's my birthday.
And Duncan claims he was at a hotel with you, and he's got a receipt to prove it.
I wasn't with him.
Where were you?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, I suppose when you get to our age, birthdays aren't the big celebration they once were, especially when you're married to somebody like Tim.
You see, that's just going to fuel the case for the prosecution. So what? Tim doesn't bother with your birthday, Duncan claims he took you to a hotel, and you can't prove otherwise.
I wasn't with him, Paula. I know I wasn't. You've got to believe me.
It's not me you've got to convince. Sally, we have to have all our bases covered. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right. So, rack your brains and remember where you were for your birthday.
And if I can't?
Surely we should be able to figure out what she did on her birthday.
It's odd she can't remember.
Especially odd to a jury, I bet. So what proof does Duncan have, then?
Well, Sally's credit card was used at this hotel. It was used to pay for a room, 2 club sandwiches and 2 gin and tonics. Copy of the receipt.
What paid for on Sally's credit card?
He set her up. I know it. He'll have nicked the credit card, used it and put it back to him.
Did you do something for her on her birthday?
No, I was working.
Well, that's all right. Not every birthday's jelly and ice cream.
No, it's not that.
Then what is it?
Before I left for me pick-up in town, I saw Duncan arrive here with a massive bunch of flowers. I mean, he might have whisked her off to a hotel. She'd have happily gone with him. It was her birthday. I mean, what have I ever done to make her feel special? Nothing.
Well, there you go. It's not a diary. It's just got dentist, hospital appointments, so we can keep track of it all, you know?
Yeah, but there might be something in there that helps us disprove Duncan's claim that Sally was with him.
No, it's just appointments, dentist, nothing else really.
Didn't think it'd help.
I might remember some. When is it?
July the 11th.
Sally's birthday.
Where was I?
You was in Dreamland, son. In hospital, all drugged up. I remember it, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was the day after the surgery. I'm not going to forget that, am I? And yeah, Sally came to see us.
What time did she visit?
Visiting 7 till 8.
No, it was before that. It was about tea time-ish.
Well, the hotel receptionist said Sally's card was used at 6.
No, impossible. She was with us.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah, positive. 100%.
Why don't you just... I'll hold.
What's with the mad rush for us to get here, then?
So, my mum's birthday.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, Sally was at the hospital visiting Jack.
At the same time that Duncan is trying to say she was with him.
You sure?
Yeah, totally.
Well, Sally's going to be over the moon.
Well, that's it then. Case closed.
Well, it isn't as easy as that.
No, we can't just tell them. We've got to show them.
So what do we do about it, then?
Yes, I'm still here.
So, obviously, the hospital doesn't keep track of visitors.
No, of course not.
But there is CCTV all over the place, so Paula's on the phone to him now.
Right, well, thank you very much for your help. You've got to put in a written request for CCTV.
How long will that take?
I don't know. Days?
Will the trial still be going on?
It's unlikely.
Well, there must be something else that we can do.
Well, I do my best to speed things up, but there are no guarantees.
Can we stop it for a bit?
I can put in a request for an adjournment, but it's very rare it happens and only in extraordinary circumstances.
Well, like what?
Well, like if Sally was about to give birth or at death's door.
Right, well, that's it then. Back to square one it is.
Mum, it's good news. Really good news. But we've got to jump through a lot of hoops before we manage to get that CCTV footage from the hospital.
Yeah, but Sophie, how long will it take?
You don't know, Mum. And there may be a chance that we don't get that until after the trial's finished. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
I know it's hard for you, Mum.
Oh, Sophie, you have no idea how hard it is.
I've got a plan, Mum.
I don't want to do anything untoward.
No, we need to start playing dirty, just like Duncan.
I don't want to be the same as Duncan.
If you don't, you're gonna lose, Mum. And you will go to prison. He stood up on that stand today and swore on the Bible and told a pack of lies. And that could keep you in there for a very long time.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
We need an adjournment, Mum. And that will only happen if you're about to die or you've got a medical emergency.
Go on.
So I need you to make yourself ill. Really ill. There's no point in pretending, Mum, because you need to be poorly enough to go to hospital. Will you do it?
If this is my only chance of getting out, I'll do it.
Any news on the CCTV?
Well, I've stressed the urgency of the situation. I think to hassle further would be counterproductive. We just need to be patient.
I just wish we had more time.
You sure it's all right to still give us a lift?
Absolutely.
Good, because I want my face to be the first face she sees when she walks in that courtroom. Don't want to let her down again, do I?
Oh, I didn't let her down last time. It's just bad luck.
I know, but she needs to know that we're all there for her. That we all want her home.
I don't reckon much of the cocktails in this joint.
And that if I could get the court case adjourned, it buys a bit of time. She said I should make myself sick.
Well, a silk-cut shandy will do it, I reckon. I'm guessing you didn't learn that trick in the Lord Mayor's chambers.
No, one of the other girls put me onto it.
A lot easier to suggest than to swallow. And believe me, I am not a fussy drinker.
Well, I'm not looking forward to it. You don't think this'll make things worse for me, do you? That they'll see through it?
I don't think things can get much worse. So I don't fancy you chundering all over my new cell.
What, you're moving in here?
For my own good. I was in with Marcia, but she kept offering me something to take the edge off. I mean, she meant well, but that is the last thing I needed, so I asked to be moved. Still, hopefully you won't have to put up with us for too long.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere soon. I'm not really cut out for all this, and I don't want to fiddle the system. I'll be lowering myself to Duncan's level.
But that's exactly what you need to do. It's a limbo contest, is this. If he goes low, you have got to go even lower. You've got to play him at his own game.
Yeah, well, that's what Sophie reckoned, but how? I mean, I did think about bashing my head against a wall. I've had plenty of practice while I've been here, but I can't. I mean, I'm not that kind of person.
Oh, I'm exactly that kind of person, luckily for you, so you lay there and play dead. Help! God, somebody's here! Help!
Kick-off was half an hour ago. What's the delay?
Maybe the judge is having a bad week day.
Something's not right. I don't like it.
Oh, there's Paula.
So what's happening?
Sally's been taken to hospital.
What's happened? Is it serious?
I don't have all the details.
So is the trial had to be adjourned?
For the moment, yes.
Never mind the trial. What's the matter with her?
Well, like I say, I don't know a great deal, but apparently she's been assaulted.
What? Assaulted by who? When?
Well, I think we need to speak to Sally. She's at Weatherfield General.
Yeah, we better go back now.
So how many tattoos did Spike actually have then?
23, he reckoned. Well, it depended on whether you counted lager and bitter as separate or a matching pair.
Lager and bitter.
Over his nipples.
Classy.
Won't ask about Guinness.
He did have some good tats, though. His Bill Oddie one was amazing.
He had a tattoo of Bill Oddie, the bird watcher.
Yeah, massive, on his inner thigh. He reckons he asked for Blondie, but he was paralytic, like slurring and that. He passed out, and when he woke up, it was done. Most interesting thing about him, actually.
I don't know. You were pretty keen at one time.
Pretty desperate, more like. I'm sorry I let him come between us. I used to hate it when mates deaf me out for a bloke.
It's fine, I told you.
Is it? Because moving round here is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And you made it possible.
More like Rita did.
And you. You gave me a job. You helped me keep it more than once. You stuck by me through thick and thin. You're the best mate I've ever had. No, Kylie aside.
That means a lot. Thanks.
Hiya. What's this? A working lunch.
We're kissing and making up. We're never going to let a guy come between us ever again.
That's nice. Mind if I...
Well, I've just arrived at the hospital, so I better go, but thanks for your help, yeah? Right? What did they say? She was found slumped on the floor by her new cellmate.
Well, do they know who's done it?
No, they're still looking into it.
I know mine was on. The new cellmate just happened to find her. Looks like someone's marking the territory, if you ask me.
Well, do you know, I don't think it is that, because they said that she knew her.
Well, Sally knew somebody on the inside.
Yeah, she's called Franklin.
Franklin?
It's Abby.
How long does it take to do a scan?
I'm sure everything's fine. They said it was purely precautionary.
So what's the hold-up then? I want to see her.
You just have to be patient.
I'm going to go and find out what's going on.
Right, I'll come with you.
Do you know, this isn't doing them any good at all.
Sure, it'll be over soon.
Will it? Depends on how badly your mum's hurt and what kind of delay that causes. Tim was buckling under the strain as it was.
Yes, I know.
Right, you okay?
Look, I never thought that she would go this far.
Ooh.
You said that you wish you could buy us some time to wait for the CCTV to come through. You said that if my mum was ill, that it would delay things.
Oh, Sophie, what have you done?
I just told her we needed an adjournment. I suggested that she made herself ill. I didn't for 1 second think that she would go and get herself beaten up.
So this is your doing?
This is because of what you told me.
Oh, don't you dare try and put this on me.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Is that really necessary?
I'm afraid so.
What happened?
Oh, it was just something and nothing.
Well, it doesn't look like nothing. Was it Abby?
Abby, no. Abby helped me. It was... Well, I trod on somebody's ping pong ball. It was an accident. She totally lost it.
I thought you were in your cell.
Well, she followed me in.
Who was it, that Vanessa?
No.
Who was it then?
Well, are you really interested?
Of course I am.
Because I wasn't sure. I thought you'd given up on us.
I've been an idiot, Sally, I know you have.
Well, that's a given. But you were my idiot, or so I thought until yesterday.
Well, it looks like you stuck with me for life, love.
I'll give you a minute.
You'll wait for us then.
Yeah, of course I will. You're innocent, I know that. We'll get through this, you know.
Any developments with that CCTV?
No, not yet, to be honest. But I've been worried sick about you all day.
Oh, Tim, you shouldn't fret over me. I can take care of myself. And I've got Abby to look after us now.
I heard. Just try and stay out of trouble, eh? Don't know what I'd do without you. She's got, like, a bit of bruising, but there's no lasting damage. She's conscious and still talking.
So are they keeping her in overnight?
No, she's going back to the prison in a bit.
I'm going to go and spend the last few minutes with her, but the main thing is we've got nothing to worry about.
I'd hardly say that.
I've said that I'm sorry.
Are you going to tell her or am I?
The fewer people know, the better.
Everybody's going to know soon enough, because most likely the prison will be monitoring your mum's phone calls.
Can someone tell me what the hell's going on?
What happened today wasn't an accident. Sophie here thought it'd be a genius idea to get your sister to hospitalise herself to hold up the trial.
What?
I wanted to buy us some time. Wait for the CCTV to come in. I thought it'd help.
Yeah, well, it hasn't. And Judge Rattigan won't need any encouragement to put 2 and 2 together. So basically, we could be in big trouble.
Hang on, are you saying Sal did that on purpose?
Yeah, I think so.
She said it was a ping pong ball. Tim stood there in bits, and she told him a barefaced lie. How could you do it to him? I don't even recognise her anymore.
Because she's desperate and she's scared, Auntie Gina. I know exactly how she feels.
They didn't keep you in? Must be losing me touch.
Trust me, you haven't. Did you have to belt me quite so hard?
If it were anybody else, I'd have kicked him in the guts. For authenticity, like. As long as Tim understands.
Tim will never know. Well, not yet. Oh, I hate lying to him.
Did they adjourn the trial?
God willing, that CCTV's gonna come through.
Fingers crossed. Although I won't, if it's all the same to you. When people say you're hard-faced, they're not kidding.
Do you know, I really appreciate what you did.
Well, that's the first time I've been thanked for a smack in the gob.
Well, you were looking out for me. Nice to have a friendly face round here. There's not been that many lately.
Don't worry. You won't be messed with now.
Have you been to prison a lot?
Well, if there was a loyalty scheme, I would be a gold member.
So what you back in for this time?
2 words. Tracy Barlow. Right, to take their out for it. This is no place for Seb.
Well, I don't know. Some teenage lads might enjoy women's prison.
Well, there is that.
Any mother would have done the same.
Well, at least I did right by my kids for once.
You'd be a great mum if only you let yourself.
It's not about letting yourself. It's down to social services, and that ship has well and truly sailed.
I mean, if you told them about what really happened at the garage, at the florist...
Nobody's telling anyone anything, especially about the florists.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's your call, but if they knew the full situation, I'm sure they'd go easy on Seb. If those twins were my kids...
You'd want what's best for them.
And isn't that being with the mum?
They've got a mum. A better one than I'll ever be. Do you fancy a game of pool?
Never played.
What are you looking at if you're found guilty?
3, 4 years.
Well, in that case, it's about time you learned. Come on.
Do you know, I used to watch snooker in the 80s. I had this real thing about Cliff Thorburn. He had a touch that was very similar to Kevin's.
There you go.
You're still coming to court tomorrow, aren't you?
I won't let your mum down.
They're gonna try and tell you a lot of lies. None of it's true.
I was Sally's boss, and whatever else she was always honest. To a fault sometimes. Yes, mate.
Anything new, eh?
Gina, playing by the rules wasn't getting us anywhere.
Why didn't you tell Tim? Don't you think he's suffered enough?
Because the fewer people that know, the better for their sake. And if the CCTV gets to court, then it'll all be over and Tim will agree.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure because the prison did monitor the phone call to your mum. Standard practice now.
Yeah, so they know it was a put-up job.
Well, I could try and argue that nothing came of the conversation, but that wouldn't be easy.
Does my mum know?
No, because they don't normally inform prisoners that are under investigation. But if things go wrong for us, she'll find out soon enough. I can't believe you've been so stupid.
Hold on. I never told her to go and get beaten up. I suggested she made herself sick.
Right, and you don't think that a Crown Court judge will be able to read between the lines on that transcript? Honestly, your ham-fisted meddling has put me in such a difficult position. I can't be implicated in this kind of deceit. This is my career.
This is my mum. And I wanted to do something to help, which is more than can be said for you.
What's with all the aggro?
Take it up with your wife.
Cook this up.
I'd have told you if I'd have known.
It was just me and my mum.
I was worried sick, Sophie. I thought she'd been badly hurt. I sat in hospital holding her hand and she gave me some cock and bull story about a ping pong ball.
Look, we just wanted to protect her in case it got out.
No more lies, OK? She promised me that.
I know, but this was totally my idea.
Did she run with it? Get herself beat up. What's she thinking of?
She's scared.
Yeah, well, we all are. That's why we need to look out for each other. Not go behind each other's backs.
Tim, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Right, I feel another pint coming on. Do you want out?
No, thanks, sir. I might go home. It's been one of them days.
Yes. See you later.
Hello? Yes, it's Gina, Sally's sister. We need to meet. No, tonight. I want to know exactly what went on between you two.
Well, why don't you ask your sister?
She was there as well.
I want to hear the truth from you. Because I've heard more than enough lies for one day. Wondered whether you'd show.
Well, I very nearly didn't. Is this some kind of sting?
Oh, yeah. Flying squad's around the corner.
You could be wearing a wire.
Oh, the only wire I'm wearing is in my bra. You watch too many bad movies.
So what are we doing here? Wasn't expecting another date.
I just wanted to hear your side of the story.
It's not an especially original tale. I was a stupid middle-aged man who got his head turned by the wrong woman. But I already told you that.
Yeah. Well, you were looking down my dress, I remember. And I told you, Sal wouldn't seduce anyone. She's happily married.
Well, aren't all politicians? She loved her husband, but she wasn't in love with him.
You really do watch too many bad movies.
Well, it's her cliche, not mine. She reckoned he held her back. Was a good bloke, but not the sharpest. Kind of bloke who asked for brown sauce at the mayoral dinner. You know, an embarrassment.
She never said that.
A slob and a snob is not a match made in heaven.
Tim is no slob.
You were much quicker to stick up for him than his wife.
Sally thinks the world of him.
Not if her pillow talk's anything to go by.
It's a bit fast forward.
Not really. And that's how quick it all happened. She wanted comfort, and so did I. He's got time for a slow burn at our age.
And you, the grieving widower.
Look, when my wife died, I lost my present and my future in a single moment. The past doesn't keep you warm at night. I just wanted to feel loved again.
She said she loved you.
She didn't mean it. She just wanted a patsy in case her scheme went wrong.
Why did you go along with it?
Because I was fed up of resenting every old couple that I passed in the street. I mean, why them and not me and my missus? I had a massive hole in my life and Sally filled it. I'd have done anything for her. And she knew that.
Nothing you said proves anything.
Well, you didn't expect me to produce a smoking gun.
Well, I was hoping for something more than your word against hers. Because my sister will always win that one, hands down.
So why are you still here?
I told you, I want to get to the truth.
Because you don't believe what Sally's saying, that you've got doubts. Look, it's hardly a revelation.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, if you were convinced that Sally was innocent, you'd never have ditched the burner phone.
I panicked.
But I'm sorry, if you thought she was telling the truth, the whole truth and nothing but, it would never have crossed your mind to dump that phone. Don't beat yourself up. It's not disloyal. Something as big as this, with the police all over it, anyone would have doubts.
I don't know what to think anymore.
You're exactly where I was with Sally. You sense something's wrong, that you're being played, but you don't want to believe it because you love her. But don't make my mistake and leave it too late. Just wise up, Gina, and get away from her while you still can.
Yeah, well, that's nice of you, but perhaps I should have known. Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah. Bye, bye.
What's up, Paula?
Yeah.
Are they going to do anything about what happened?
She doesn't know yet. She's still trying to figure out what's best to do. She's pretty upset, though.
Well, I don't blame her. How could Sal be so flaming stupid?
Well, what's done is done.
What about the CCTV?
No joy yet.
So all your shenanigans were for nothing?
I was just sick of sitting in the sidelines. Actually, I wanted to do something positive.
Yeah, well, don't we all? So, look, I've been out walking and mulling things over. I want to testify.
Are you sure? I mean, we didn't want to ask you, did we? We didn't want it to get too stressful.
Well, it can't be any more stressful than sitting on my hands.
I appreciate that, Gina. God knows we're short of character witnesses. But you do realise that once their barrister gets stuck in, it's going to be a rough ride.
After what's happened, I don't think I have a choice. Everyone needs to know what my sister's really like.
How are you feeling about your defence today?
Terrified.
You're gonna be okay, I know you are.
I wish I shared your confidence.
Look, you've done nothing wrong, so all you've got to do is tell the truth.
And what if it comes out? What happened yesterday?
Then I'm looking at 6 months for assault, no big deal. Oh, you meant for you.
It's gonna make me look so guilty.
Nobody's gonna find out.
I really hope you're right.
You've got a top lawyer, character witnesses. I reckon you'll be home tonight with your fella. And I'll be shacking up with a new cellmate who doesn't snore. Happy days.
I don't snore.
Hi, it's me again. You give me a ring when you get this.
No joy.
Nope. Spoken to her since yesterday.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if she's backed out completely after what happened.
Why is that then?
Well, she was furious. Sally lied to her, didn't she?
Yes, only so she could get the CCTV evidence back in time.
But if she hasn't told the truth about that, what else is she lying about?
That's nonsense. Duncan's the one who's lying.
What will a jury think?
She should be here by now. Have you ring her again?
Yes, Tim. I've rang her, she's not answering.
Right, I've had enough of this. It's not fair on Sally keeping her waiting.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna find Paula, see where she goes.
God, I was worried about you for a minute.
Yeah, well, you were right to be worried after your hospital escapade yesterday. Did you really think you could pull something like that and people wouldn't find out? I need to ask His Honour for a short delay. I want to take some urgent instruction. Does Tim know? He's the least of your worries. Why are you so determined to sabotage your own future? Your freedom is at stake here. Do you understand that?
Of course I do.
Really? Really, Sally? Because first you fire me, then you interfere with a witness, and now this? Getting yourself hospitalised.
But we managed to get hold of the CCTV, and that proves I wasn't with Duncan.
No, because you see, there are really strict rules about how evidence is obtained. And yesterday, you managed to break most of them.
But I had to.
No, technically, you've tried to manipulate court proceedings. And unfortunately for you, I now know about it.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means I can no longer represent you. It means I have to withdraw from the trial.
No, Paula, I need you.
Yeah, and I need a client I can trust.
So what's going to happen to me now, then?
Case will be adjourned.
No! If that court case is adjourned, I'll be stuck inside for God knows how long, and I can't face that. There must be something you can do.
Well, the only option we have is for you to admit what you've done, which means we have to tell the judge and the prosecution.
But won't that make things worse for me?
The judge could well hold you in contempt of court and rule the CCTV footage inadmissible. But I don't see that you've got a choice.
So all that was for nothing?
And you could well end up back in prison, facing more charges.
Going on? Why can't we go in there?
We all know why.
What, you think that they found out?
Of course they have. Paula said as much yesterday.
Well, that's it then. We're sunk, aren't we?
Paula, what's happened?
Well, as predicted, news of what you and your mum cooked up yesterday's reached the judge.
How?
I told him.
What? Why? You're supposed to be on my mum's side.
I appear to be the only one who is on your mum's side at the moment, and I include her in that.
So why have you dabbed her in it, then?
I'm legally obliged to inform the court and the other side. Otherwise, I have to withdraw from the case. And then the trial would be adjourned and Sally would end up back in prison.
Is that what's happening?
No, I've managed to persuade the judge to come down on our side. No thanks to you on numerous counts. So, the CCTV evidence is in. I am going to carry on, and I would ask you all to please just stop interfering and let me do my job.
So, in respect of these liaisons with Mr. Radfield, you maintain that he is lying and everything he says is a complete fabrication?
Yes, exactly.
And why should we believe you rather than him?
Because I'm telling the truth.
The truth. Where were you yesterday, Mrs. Metcalfe?
Your Honour, this issue has already been dealt with. The court are fully aware where Mrs. Metcalfe was yesterday, and my learned friend knows that.
Agreed.
Yes, your representatives kindly disclosed the CCTV footage from Weatherfield General Hospital.
Which proves that I was visiting a sick child who just had his foot amputated and not with Duncan.
But why did you wait until yesterday to tell anyone about this trip to the hospital?
Because I forgot. I can't remember where I was every day.
But the date in question was your birthday. How can anyone not remember where they were on their birthday?
It was a mistake. I was busy.
And it's just as possible, wouldn't you say? For anyone to make such a mistake, to forget a date.
I suppose.
Someone like Mr. Radfield.
No.
Mr. Radfield may well have been mistaken that he was with you on that occasion, but what he is not mistaken about is that you and he were conspiring, that you were having an affair, and that you coerced him into stealing money from Weatherfield Council.
No! Stop saying all those things. They're all lies. I have never stolen any money. I have never had an affair. I love my husband. I would never cheat on him. He's everything to me. He might have his flaws, but he's my rock. He's the only thing that's getting me through all this. I'm sorry. But every night, it breaks my heart I can't be with him. And that Duncan is robbing me of so much precious time that I should be spending with my husband.
I'm really grateful that you came, Johnny. I could tell that Sally was made up and all.
Yeah, well, it's the least I could do. She doesn't deserve all this. Neither do you two.
Thank you.
Makes me angry. Someone like your mum just wants to help people, do good. If I see that Duncan again, you better watch out.
Yeah, John, thank you.
Well, look, I've got everything crossed. I'm sure she'll be coming home tonight.
Cheers.
Thanks, Johnny. How's it going in there?
Oh, I don't know. One minute I think we're winning, the next it's looking hopeless. They even twisted the CCTV evidence against her.
Wish there was more I could say. Give her alibis for all them dates. Prove she wasn't with him.
She wasn't with him. Come on, Gina. My mum would never cheat on him. You've seen her in there. She loves him. She really, really loves him. She's gutted that she can't prove herself in front of everyone, listening to all these lies. She's in tears.
Maybe I shouldn't give evidence. It's too much of a risk.
Oh, no. You've got to. You're our ace in the hole. Our secret weapon. Our cuckoo in the nest.
Yeah, the last one didn't work.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. You're her sister. You're the best character witness that she could hope for. And she thinks the world of you. She told me about all that stuff that you did when you were kids and how life's now complete now that you're back in it. All she ever wanted to do was help you, Gina, and now you can help her.
No pressure, then.
Hey, listen, don't worry. What you've got to do is stand up there and just tell the truth. That's it.
It's down to you whether my wife spends the next few years away from me or not.
Can you please tell the court how Mrs. Metcalfe has helped you?
Yeah. I've struggled recently. I've had a lot of problems. I was diagnosed with bipolar and I was finding life tough. Sally's done really well for herself. Lovely husband, nice home, kids. And when I really needed her, she was there for me. Took me in, gave me somewhere to live, got me a job, looked after me. She saved me.
Thank you.
Of course. It's only natural that you'd want to help your sister, particularly after she helped you.
Well, I'm not saying it because she's my sister. I'm saying it because it's true. Sally's not a thief.
But what about the other allegations? The liaisons with Mr. Radfield?
No. Sally would never cheat on Tim.
But it's a matter of record that she did. She kissed her ex-husband, Kevin Webster.
Yeah, it was just a kiss. It doesn't mean she was having an affair.
Did she tell you about the kiss with Mr. Webster?
Well, no.
So she kept it a secret?
I suppose so, but we weren't in touch at the time. Look, Sally would never have an affair. She just wouldn't.
You're confident in that?
Yes.
So confident that when you found a mobile phone hidden at your sister's property, you disposed of it for her?
I thought it might make her look guilty.
Well, there's a very simple reason for that. You know she is guilty. You know that she was having an affair, and you know that she made her lover, Mr. Radfield, steal money for her.
I don't know that. You're putting words into my mouth.
May I remind you, you were on oath. Now, can you say, beyond all reasonable doubt, that she was not having an affair with Mr. Radfield?
No, I can't say that for certain.
So you're saying she did have an affair?
Well, I wasn't with her all the time, was I? She was out a lot with the council stuff. So she could have been. I don't know.
So, in one breath, you corroborate your sister's claim that she didn't have an affair with Mr. Radfield, but in the next, you can't be sure whether she did or not.
I didn't exactly say that.
Well, I wasn't with her all the time. She was out a lot. She could have been. What else are we to make of that?
Well, I didn't mean to insinuate
Well,
that...
then what did you mean, Miss Seddon?
Well, that nobody can know everything.
Indeed. But would you say that you know your sister better than most people?
Yeah, I suppose so.
And, kissing her ex-husband aside, would you say that this was her first extramarital affair? It's a simple question. Was her affair with Mr. Radfield her first?
No.
She had affairs with 2 men when she was married to her first husband, did she not?
Yes.
You've admitted that you hid the burner phone to protect her. Was that because you thought she was up to her old tricks?
No.
Well, then what?
Well, I don't know. It was just instinct. I wasn't thinking straight.
Instinct, based on knowledge of your sister's previous behaviour.
No, I thought at the time that she might have been in trouble, but now I might maybe have got that wrong. I mean, you can't be sure, can you?
No further questions, Your Honour.
You may stand down, Miss Seddon.
We've heard much in this trial about how scrupulous Mrs. Metcalfe is. Well, it's all the more unlikely then, isn't it? That she would sign away vast sums of money without knowing exactly where it was going. The only way to make sense of this case is to see it for what it is. A calculated attempt to defraud the council, because behind that innocent facade lurks a dark intelligence, which Mr. Radfield fell hook, line, and sinker. We've seen how calculated she can be. In the way that she contrived an injury to delay court proceedings, and Miss Seddon's acknowledgement that she is no stranger to the extramarital bed. This from a character witness. If you please, the accused's own sister. No. We can discard all notions of the unimpeachable moral character that the defense has painted. And in any case, it's not fine words that should decide your verdict, but hard facts and evidence, and these point indisputably to her guilt.
The questions you now have to ask yourself are these. Do you seriously believe that a hard-working woman and high-standing member of the community would suddenly decide to conspire with a man she barely knew to defraud her employer of its charitable funds, knowing full well exposure of this crime could land her in prison? Do you seriously believe that a happily married woman and devoted mother of two would embark on the kind of nasty, manipulative affair you've heard described here? That a woman of obvious integrity and no previous convictions would even feel comfortable in this nefarious world of secret bank accounts and burner phones? It is so out of character, it's ludicrous. You see, the truth is, Mrs. Metcalfe was fooled. Fooled by Mr. Radcliffe, a devious individual. She did not have the first idea of what was going on until it was too late. We've seen Mr. Radfield is a liar, claiming that he was in a hotel bedroom with Mrs. Metcalfe when in fact she was visiting a sick child in hospital. How, therefore, is it possible to believe a single word he says?
You!
Sophie.
We wouldn't even be here if it weren't for you.
You know full well. If I'd not represented him, someone else would.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
Have you really just said that?
Can you shut up? It's getting us nowhere.
The jury's coming back in.
Right, we've got to stay strong for Sally now, okay?
Quick.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad.
Well, it probably means that they're in no doubt. This is how they're innocent, though.
Tim. Don't.
Has the jury reached verdicts upon which you are all agreed, on all three charges?
We have.
On the charge of fraud, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
On the charge of money laundering, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And on the charge of bribery, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
No. Silence in court. Are you all right, Mrs. Metcalfe?
Would you be?
You will be taken back to prison while I consider the sentence, then returned here for sentencing tomorrow. Court will reconvene at 1 p.m.
Court rise.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
How can anybody believe that garbage they said about her?
I know.
You spouted some of that.
No, I didn't.
You know, you're half the reason that my mum's not back here with us. Gina, do you believe what Duncan says?
No.
Really? Because back in court you wasn't so sure. And then you admitted to my mum having previous affairs.
What do you want me to do, Soph? Lie under oath?
Yes, if need be.
It doesn't work like that, Soph.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have offered to be a character witness in the first place.
Come on, you heard the barrister. He tied her in knots.
Well, I didn't see it like that. And I'm pretty sure my mum didn't, judging by the way she was looking at you.
This isn't helping anybody, certainly not Sal.
You are going to spend the next few years without your wife because of what she's done today.
Duncan, you should be blaming Sophie, not Gina.
You need to kick her out. She's lost your driving licence. She's nothing but a liability.
It's not as simple as that.
Well, she can't stay.
Well, I can't just kick her out, can I?
Why?
Because it wouldn't be right.
So what? We all just sit about and play happy families, do we, while my mum rots in prison? Yeah. Can't wait.
You spoken to Sal yet?
No. Said that she'd call when she could. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. She had some hope before the trial. I don't think she can cope.
Got to put yourself first.
Why do you say that? What?
Nothing.
Come on, what is it? Is it about what you said in court? Gina, if you know something and I don't, then I need to know.
All right. I'm not sure I do believe Sally.
Hey?
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm a sister, but there's no getting away from it.
Get away from what?
Well, when she said she wasn't having an affair with Duncan, I'm not sure I believe her. But all the time she spent with him, all the meetings, phone calls, breaking all the rules to put his charity above all others. You see what a good liar she is in the hospital. That story about ping pong ball. You've had your doubts, haven't you? Maybe that's for a reason.
That'll be her.
I could answer it.
Hi, this is Tim and Sally's phone. We're not here right now, so please leave us a message and we'll call you back as soon as we can. Cheers.
Tim? Are you there? Tim? It's me.
Come on, you now. Lock up time.
You know, there was a split second when I woke up and everything was okay. And I opened my eyes and realised where I was.
You'll get used to it.
I don't want to get used to it. I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, well, that ship sailed. All you can hope for now is when you go up for sentencing later, the beak takes it easy on you. Oh, and word of advice. Keep your gob shut.
You've changed your tune. According to you, I was going to be out and home by dinner. Can't believe Tim didn't pick up. He knew I was going to call him.
Sometimes people on the outside find it easier to just take a step back. Because let's face it, keeping a relationship going on one prison visit a week ain't exactly easy.
Well, he's not like that. He's my husband.
I hate to break it to you, Sal, but you wouldn't be the first one of them to decide it's not worth the wait. Like you said yourself, it's not even answering his phone.
You're going to have to look after yourself, mate. Sal's going to need you.
I'll make you some porridge if you like, with Sally's honey.
Look, I'm going to have to shoot off. Jack's got physio after. But I'll see you later, yeah? Yeah. All right. See you.
See ya. Yeah, see you, Kev. Look, Tim, what I said about Sally and Duncan, I could have got it wrong.
We seemed pretty convinced yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but...
Don't try and defend her.
No, I'm not.
Look, I know you wouldn't have said that unless you were sure. So come on, tell me what you know. I deserve that much.
Tim, you were sitting there listening in the court just like I was.
Well, I would have known if she'd have been having an affair.
Would you? She's been pretty good at hiding the truth recently. Sorry.
She loves me.
Yeah, but it's not the same as being in love with you, though, is it? Sorry, I forget I said that. Look, please, just go and see her, yeah?
Oh, I can't believe I've been taken for a mug.
You haven't. And you're far from that.
I'm gonna go to work for a bit.
We can't drive.
On the switch.
You all right?
You're not leaving for court already, are you?
Yeah, I wanted to get there early. How are you?
Yeah, you know. I'm happy to have a word.
Really? Because I thought I'd be the last person you wanted to speak to, considering you've been ignoring all my calls. It's nice to see you.
Do you mind if we... I just thought it would be a good idea if we were to clear the air before court.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I know that what you think I did was silly by telling my mum to make herself ill, but...
No, there aren't no buts. You put me in a really difficult position.
She's my mum.
I was your partner.
Was? What do you mean, was?
Sophie, I think you're amazing.
Are you breaking up with me? Because you thought that I did something stupid?
No. Because as much as I love you...
Don't say that you love me, because if you loved me, then you wouldn't be finding it this easy to walk away from me. Don't.
Sophie, this is anything but easy. I'll go to court.
Yeah, and great timing, by the way.
Can you give us a minute?
Of course.
I've been calling you.
I know you have.
Something wrong with your phone?
No. Phone's fine.
Did you get my voicemail?
Why did you have an affair, Sally?
There you go, mate.
No. Men don't need unlimited minutes because, well, their conversations are over in 30 seconds. Yes, no, what's for tea?
Sounds about right.
460, please.
You forgot sorry.
Oh, no, because in my experience, that's usually by text.
Liz, you couldn't nip to Dev's for us, could you? Get some change.
Oh, yeah, no bother. Oh, there you go.
Thanks. Aren't you supposed to be sort the cellar?
Yeah.
No.
Sally, you were found guilty. Just admit it.
Just because the court believed him doesn't mean say I'm guilty.
Oh, come on.
I never had an affair. He's lied.
Sally, I'm not an idiot.
I can't believe we've gone back here. How could you imagine?
No! It's not about what I imagine, Sally. It's what I know, okay? It's what I know.
Can you know something
I know, because every time I close my eyes, I can see you and him together.
It never happened.
Is it because I'm not smart enough? Is that it? Is it because I'm not clever enough? Just a taxi driver? What did they say in there? A bit dumb?
Tim, please.
You broke my heart, Sally. You really have.
We're up.
I'm not going to forgive you for this.
Tim?
Hey, relax. No, Sally's been found guilty. She's the one they'll make an example of. Public servant and all that.
Doesn't mean you're off the hook.
We'll see.
We'll find out if they're running to schedule.
Wanted to say thanks?
Believe me, I don't want your thanks.
Well, it couldn't have been easy for you to say what you did.
We're next this way.
Duncan Arthur Radfield, you pleaded guilty to the charges of fraud and money laundering. This was a serious matter. But in sentencing you, I have taken into account what has been said on your behalf and your guilty plea. I sentence you to 2 years in custody but we'll suspend that for 2 years and include 200 hours of unpaid work. You may be seated. Sally Metcalfe, as Mayor of Weatherfield, the community placed its trust in you to act honorably and honestly on its behalf. You betrayed that trust and have been found guilty of bribery, fraud, and money laundering. Taking into account your public position, I hereby sentence you to a 4-year custodial sentence. Your time in remand will be taken into account. With regard to the money you stole, as this was never recovered, both you and Mr. Radfield...
I should like to state for the record that we shall be making an application for a confiscation order.
Does anyone have any issues if we deal with directions in writing in the next couple of days? Thank you.
What do they mean?
That they might have to pay the money back.
Please take Mrs. Metcalfe down.
Four years. That's tough. Did you see Tim?
He came to see me before to tell me he knows that I was having an affair.
Nah, that's just him feeling confused.
The way he looked at me, like he hated me.
He doesn't hate you.
The judge said that what I did was a gross breach of trust. Me, who's only ever been honest and law-abiding. And, you know, it's even worse. Knowing that my husband doesn't trust me either.
Tim?
Just been for a walk, clear his head.
Yeah, we need to book a visit to go and see my mum. I'm thinking tomorrow.
I think it's probably best if you went on your own.
What? Why?
Because I don't see the point in me going.
You do know that she's not had an affair, right?
No, you know what, Sophie? I don't know that.
But Tim, it's his word against hers.
This is between me and her now, okay?
My mum is going to be devastated.
Just give him time, eh? He'll come round.
And what does my mum do in the meantime, eh?
Oh, cheer up, mate.
But if my friends don't even want to do it...
There's loads more people you can ask.
I think it's because it's a one-legged race.
I don't know, maybe they just feel a bit awkward.
But why?
They're just being a bit oversensitive. But they're coming from a good place. Listen, Jack, nothing in this life comes easy. If you want anything, you've got to keep fighting for it. And this fundraising idea, it's awesome, right?
What's up with him?
I'll let him tell you. How are you?
Well, apart from the fact that my mum's in prison, Tim's being an absolute idiot. But yeah, I'm fine. Going for a walk.
Hello?
Gina, it's me.
Oh, yeah, how are you?
How do you think I am? In shock. Upset. Angry.
I am so sorry, Sal.
So you should be.
You twisted me words.
4 years, Gina. Did Tim tell you that he accused me of having an affair?
He hasn't really said anything.
Well, he did. And the last thing I need to hear right now is my husband calling me a liar. It's hard enough dealing with this place.
I just think he needs to process everything.
He needs to process.
Do you know what he's like?
Not as well as I thought I did. And do you know the really upsetting thing is? I need him more than ever right now. I'm
gonna have to go.
Okay, of course. Listen, I'm so sorry, Sal. Take care of yourself, okay? Bye.
Is that Sally? What did she say?
Not much. I think she just wanted to hear a friendly voice.
Maybe Sophie's right. Maybe I should arrange a visit.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. The thing is, I think she's really upset that you walked out of court and you don't believe her about the affair.
What? She's got a nerve, that sister of yours. She cheats on me and somehow I'm the one that's in the wrong. She don't want to see me.
Well, I might have got it wrong, I don't know.
I'll give her what she wants. No contact.
Tim, no.
You know what, Gina, I know that you mean well, but me and Sally, I'm just not sure that there's a way back anymore. I want to thank you, though, for being there for me.
You all right?
Yeah. Just thinking it's funny how it's only the bad stuff at the end of the day. It's like it waits for you.
Listen, Tim, with everything going on with you and Sal, I think you need some space. I'm gonna move out.
What for?
I think you need to get your head round it all. You don't need me here gabbling on.
Oh, yeah, I do. If my voice was the only voice I could hear in my head right now, I think I'd go mad.
Well, you got friends around here. You got Kev, you got Soph. Probably looks really weird me being here without Sal anyway.
What do I care about that?
Even so. I know it's for the best, so I'll be in touch.
Where are you going?
Gina! Gina!
Look, I've got a room in town and then I'll decide, but you mustn't worry about it. You've got enough on your plate. Bye, Tim.
Gina!
Tim, I can't.
The only place you're going is back in here with me. Come on, love, I can't get through this without you. Come on.
Is Tim in?
I left 20 minutes ago.
Has he mentioned anything about going to see my mum?
I thought you were going to give him some space. Hounding him like this ain't going to help.
Well, I can't even believe that you think my mum would have an affair.
A jury did, which is bound to knock his confidence.
Well, can you come with me? I think you're all a visit, at least.
I don't know.
She needs our support, Gina.
All right, then. I'll be there.
Well, what did he say?
He still doesn't want to see you.
Could you possibly think that I was having an affair with Duncan?
Mum, he just needs time.
Time is something I've got loads of. I can't bear the thought that he thinks I was having an affair with another man. I loved him. I would never do that.
You look tired, Sal.
Well, how can I sleep with my marriage hanging by a thread?
Listen, he's just in a state of shock. Mum, we all are.
Can't you talk to him?
He's not very talkative at the moment.
Yes, I'll try.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. You're right. He needs time. We all need time.
Could I fall for Duncan's lies?
We all make mistakes, Sal, and I suppose we have to suffer the consequences.
I've lost everything. My freedom, my reputation, my marriage.
Listen, Mum, we all got conned by Duncan, okay? And you know what? I know that you're innocent, and we will prove it.
I'm sorry, Soph, but you mustn't give your mum false hope.
I'm sorry, Gina, but I don't actually think that is false hope.
Yeah, but right now, we've just got to come to terms with the situation as it is.
I could be in prison for years.
I wish there was something I could say or do, Sal, but there's not.
I just wish Tim would come and see me.
But we have to be realistic. You have to find a way of surviving in here. Keep your chin up, eh?
There's who?
Says Gina.
What exactly did she say?
Even her sister's got suspicions.
She thinks Sally and Duncan were at it.
Yep.
Thinks?
Yeah.
That's not proof. That is opinion.
It's proof enough for me and it was proof enough for the jury.
You okay?
I'm all right.
Been to see your mum?
Yeah.
How is she?
How do you think she is, Tim? She's an innocent woman in prison for a crime she didn't commit. She was hoping to see you.
She's cheated on me, Sophie.
No, she hasn't.
How do you know?
Because I know my mum. Okay? She just wants to speak to you, Tim. Even if you don't want to go and visit her, at least answer her calls.
She's made it crystal clear that she don't want to talk to me.
Says who?
Says Gina, she talks to her on the phone.
Oh, well.
Tim, that is completely wrong. My mum wants to speak to you more than anything in the world.
You need to talk to Sally.
Please, Tim.
I don't know about that.
Do it. Now.
All right, I'll talk to her. Where'd you get that from?
It's the starter pistol for Jack's one-legged race, which starts in 10 minutes. So, do you want to paint on a smile and do some hopping? It's for charity.
Okay.
Yo, which is my best hopping leg? I wasn't supposed to be hopping, but we had an adjournment. How's Sally?
Yeah, she's not too good, to be honest.
Right. Shuffle forward a bit, please. Let's have a nice, clean, straight line.
Well, can't, you're in my way. Watching you, dogs.
So, keep your outside arm to balance you when you're hopping, and then use your other arm to pass the baton to Tim.
How's trainers?
Yeah, babe, it's a race.
Hey, listen up. I have refreshments, because post-race hydration is a priority for all you athletes. Okay? As is carb replacement via fresh fruit. I have nuts. All profits going to the hospital, of course.
Do you know what? I'm not sure about this. Egg and spoon was always my event.
I'm gonna smash him.
Yeah, well, just remember, it's a bit of fun.
It's a race and we're gonna win.
Rightio! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weatherfield International Arena for the very first Jack Webster one-legged relay challenge. Are you ready to race?
Yeah.
Come on, you'll have to do better than that. Are you ready to race? Yeah! Good. Now then, on your marks, get set, wait for it.
I told you it was too soon. You're okay. He's bleeding.
Okay, let me have a look. It's okay.
See, this is how it all started. He shouldn't be doing stuff like this. It's too dangerous.